Welcome back to the live stream and to the live commentary. Apologies there, we just had a technical glitch there. It's been ironed out. My good friend Holden next to me here and his crew, basically himself, has sorted that out for you. Apologies. The score is 37 for 1. Hungarian batsmen are still taking those quick singles, trying to turn ones into twos, get that scoreboard ticking over. Abdul Fahad steaming in to get a breakthrough. Oh, I reckon he's got it. He has got it. Lovely delivery. Drew the batsman into a rash shot. Put it a little bit wider outside the off stump, and the batsman couldn't help himself. And Fahad has delivered another breakthrough for his team. Well bowled. Disappointment on the face of the batsman coming out. That's got to hurt. Very disappointed with that one. He chased it wide, looking at that vacant cover boundary. And all he could do was get a tickle through to Piekarski, who was kept extremely well throughout this weekend. Took catch of the tournament yesterday for mine, and he's backing up today with another great piece of wicket keeping. But yeah, very disappointed Hungarian batsman trudging off here in front of us. So Abdul Fahad with another breakthrough. Things are going to get tricky now. There's a lot riding on Zishan's shoulders here to try to get his team up to a reasonable score. Now that they're only 2 down, but as we saw yesterday, they do sometimes struggle in the middle order. And Zishan needs to hang around. He needs to get the runs, and he needs support from his middle order as well. Czechs are up and about. A bit of a spring in their step. That was a very good lunch that they had, by the way, and you can tell. Okay, Arun going attack. We saw this yesterday. He likes to go for attack, brings himself into a slip position, thinking if they're going to be tickling outside the off stump, I'll put myself into a catching position. Still within the power play. Slip's a good move. Abdul coming in. Bit straighter this time. Ooh, straight onto the the foot of Abdul, who I'm sure he's probably would have tickled a little bit. I've almost got tears in my eyes. I reckon that might have hurt if it hit something a bit bony. But he's all right. He's looking okay. He's not hobbling. Good bit of fielding off your own bowling. 37 for 2. Fahad in again. Oh, slow ball, and that's beaten everybody. It's coming down straight towards us. It probably won't roll all the way or get caught up in the grass. It does. Arun runs almost to our commentary position to field the ball. Gets it back. That's wide, down leg side. No, it's flicked the pad as it went through. That's leg by, signaled by the umpire there. Thank you. Yes, attempted slower ball there. Just went a little bit off kilter. Rani P in the chat saying hi. Hi, Rani. Thanks for joining us today. Oh, there you go. That's flirting with yet another rash shot. This time from Abhishek Stan, who's new to the crease. Did not know a lot about that one. That's a wonderful bowling by Fahad. Good comeback after that wide ball down the leg side, which wasn't called a wide, it was called leg byes by the umpire. Fahad in again. Safely tucked around the corner, but no single there. Zishan not wanting to take that delivery. Thinking he'd rather be on strike for the next over. And that ends Fahad's over. Fahad Abdul is doing very well. He's 2 wickets for 8 runs off his couple of overs. He's got the 2 breakthroughs, doing the job for his skipper. Good bit of pace. He did get cracked for a boundary, I think, on his first ball, but he's come back superbly since then. And the Czechs are going to feel pretty confident now. 39 for 2. 6 overs gone. Let's see where the field placings go, whether they drop a few men out. This is Zishan, the big hitter. This is the man who can definitely take this game by the scruff of the neck and really give it a good shake. I got Sub-1 Divisi dropping back to a long off position just in front of us here. Got deep on the cover boundary, a bit of cover there. As usual, cow corner has been covered. Looks like Riddick out there. Niraj Tyagi with the job of getting amongst it all. Oh, fantastic.
So we're back here with actually who have we got bowling? So this is Niraj Tyagi. We've got star opening batsman Dylan Stain.
I don't know about star there, Dan, but thank you.
Joining us for a few overs.
He's got it. Yeah, what a ball. That's a great wicket there. And Abhishek sadly has gone without troubling the scorers there. Oh,
Oh dear, Hungary staring down the barrel of a series whitewash here.
3 wickets down now. Yeah, that's Niraj's first wicket of the tournament as well. Closer.
So Safi, the new batsman in. Hungary be looking to set a target.
Well, he did quite well last game, didn't he? He had quite a few big bombs out there. Let's see if he can repeat the same, and he can bring it back for Hungary here, maybe. Yeah.
Jesus, Phil is still loitering. Like Phil, this guy, 2 sixes off his first 2 balls.
Yeah.
Then hit Venki for a 6 off his first ball in international cricket. But Venki got him.
Oh, the same over. That's right. Yeah.
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 So you say he got 18 off 4 deliveries?
Exactly. Yeah.
He ended up 20
like
off 6.
Yeah.
20 off 6 in the end.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go.
He's here for a good time, not a long time.
And yes, obviously Hungary ended up just short in the end. I mean, they tied the game. Number 11 tried to tip and run. Couldn't get the single they needed. And then they lost in the super over.
Oh, lovely fielding out there.
Boys been quite sharp in the field this weekend.
Yeah, it's been pretty impressive. Only, I think, 1 or 2 drop catches. Otherwise, it's been awesome. Some couple of really good catches last match to stay in the game. Venki down there on the square leg boundary. Good one over his head.
Yeah, Riaz took Afridi took a nice one. Cow corner.
A couple of run-outs as well for us. It's been, yeah, very sharp in the field so far from Czech.
So we see skipper Aaron directing traffic out there. What's he like out there as a captain?
Seriously, just super calm. Yeah. It's a very impressive thing about him. He's always super calm. Ali, the scorer next to me, he's played under him a lot of the times, and he would agree to me that, yeah, Ali, yeah. He's cool, calm, and collected, Aaron.
And yeah, he leads by example. You know, like in the field, he gets down really well, picks up really well. Safe pair of hands.
For a big lad, he's actually quite agile. Yeah.
Farhad coming in.
Ooh. Good ball, easy single.
Yeah, this kid's got some talent, hasn't he? He's been around the last year or so.
Farhad, right? Yeah. Playing for Bohemians team. Been doing quite well, opening the bowling for them. He's got brilliant figures, yeah. 2 wickets for 10 runs so far.
Very nice.
2 for 8, sorry. Oi. Big swing and a miss there from side. That was pretty much the same shots which he hit last game, and it went much, much further than that one. So yeah, bowlers, we after the talk, we decided for this guy, we really need to try bowlers far outside off as possible. Get him dragging.
Oh, and that's gone high.
Oh, awesome catch.
He's taken it really well. Who's that? This is as far
I
away
don't
as
know.
possible from us.
Yeah. Is that a freebie?
Could be Mr.
Yep, it's bigger freebie.
Safe pair of hands, isn't
Mm-hmm. Well, have you seen his hands, bro?
it?
They are huge.
I mean, he's a big fella. isn't
Yep.
he? Umpire Pete Vincent radios in to confirm. Hungary now 45 for 4. They won't fancy that long drive back with 3 defeats out of the weekend.
Yeah, that will be a miserable drive back. It's a long 6 hours.
But yes, sometimes it can help the team build, work out what you need to do to be better.
Learn more from your losses, they say, don't they? But it's been 2 brilliant games, the first 2 games. You can't say Hungary deserved to lose. They deserved to win both games as well. There's just nothing between the 2 teams so far this weekend.
Yeah, both games swung back and forth, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Went down to the final over twice.
Super over last game.
Yeah. Tie game, you don't see it often.
Oh, yeah.
Farhad very nice and straight.
Sensible start by the batsman, just pushes it out for a single.
Yeah, wouldn't see that out of Stain and Devisi, would we? At the top of the wicket, thrashing around.
What, going for a smart start and a single? Yeah, that doesn't sound like that's too much.
All outside edge and hope, you know.
Oh, outside edge is not too bad, you know. You swing hard enough, that's 4 runs.
Farhad.
Lovely slow ball there.
Just keeping them guessing.
He's got a very, very decent slow ball. It's his best ball, in my opinion. I can't pick it when I face it.
And yeah, the Hungarian boys were telling me Zishan is probably among their best batters. Not really got going this weekend, but they'll need him here.
Yeah, let's see if he can do it this match.
That's a bit wide.
He's got a start already. He's already 13 or 15. He's got his iron. Let's see if he can kick off.
So how many overs are we through now?
That's the 8 done. Looks like the captain's coming into bowl now.
Yep, Aaron will have a claim on the Player of the Series trophy. 2 tidy spells of bowling so far.
He's usually considered for the player of a tournament, isn't he, with the bat or the ball? Shouldn't be a single there. Should be cutting off that.
Divi Singh there in the gully.
Yeah, usually a very good wicket keeper behind the stumps.
Aaron making the batsman double guess. Just a defensive poke in the end.
Just seeing a couple of balls and then. Oh.
And he's got the edge.
Yeah, brilliant keeping there by Parish. Great start by Captain Arun. And yeah, gives him another reason for the man of the series, isn't it? How many wickets has he got this weekend?
I think that might be 4 now, but yeah, it's been tidy as well. You know, it's been under
quite
6
economical.
over. I think.
And that's Ishan gone now, so sadly not the best weekend for him.
Just having a look at Saba. Seems to be having some fun.
Yeah, he's got a big smile on his face, doesn't he?
So 47 for 5. I mean, the Czechs well on top here. 3-0 will be a very decent weekend for us.
Yes, well, we need that. We got confirmation, or I don't know, from manager was telling us that we need to win these 3 games to retain our position, position overall or whatever. Yeah. 'Cause I think these are the only 3 scheduled games of T20 we have the whole year. There's a possibility for more in Spain later, hopefully. But if not, we need it. Yeah. So very important win still for us. Game for us here. Whoop. Wide ball.
The first wide of the innings is reported by our fantastic scoring team,
Wow.
Annie and Ali. I think we could just give the microphones to these 2. Yeah, leave them to it.
I think so.
Let them talk us through the game. It'll be much more entertaining. But they're focused professionals. They want to just...
I think they can multitask. Ali, Annie? No, not interested.
Next time.
Next time. Gotta keep trying.
So Aaron keeping them guessing.
He floated that one up. He tempted the batsman there.
Was that a wicket? No.
No, they got a wide of that one, the first wide as you mentioned.
The rest were dots.
One single that's started as well.
All right.
But yeah, pretty decent over. 2 for 1. And it's spin on both ends. Naveed coming in from the other side. They've been doing this the whole weekend, haven't they?
Haven't they? I wonder, I don't know what it's like out there. Is it a spinner's wicket at the moment, or it's sort of hard to say like that?
It's hard to say. I don't think it's a spinner's wicket, just as much as it just seems like Hungary's strength, to be honest, was the pace. They like the pace coming on, except for a couple of guys who last game absolutely teed off against the spinners a couple of times. I think that was Saib. But the rest, they look really solid against the pace. I think that's why we're bowling a lot of spin. We also have a lot of spinners this weekend, 3 or 4, I think, in the team.
Yeah, I mean, Hungary, I think both times have used the 5 bowlers, 4 overs, and we've got quite a few options out there, so it's useful for Arun to be able to mix it up a bit.
Yeah, and even though they're all 3 or 4 off spin, they still have these slight variations. It's not the same bowler bowling the whole time. Different ways of bowling.
But yes, Naveed got a wicket last innings and then promptly hit for 2 sixes and told to take a rest. Divi
Good fielding
Sharp
there
on
by
his
Divi.
toes.
Yeah.
This time he's probably ruined that miss down at gully a few balls ago, so a bit sharper on his toes now.
Got to make up for the mistakes. Oi.
Oh, and that's close. Yeah, Paris very tidy behind the stumps.
Yeah, he's doing really well. Oh, good shot. That's a good shot
Yeah,
there.
he's got enough of
Behind
it
the
as well.
point fielder. Yeah. Outfield's too fast for that. And Abhishek off the mark with the boundary.
Just seeing our wonderful ground staff who have done such a good job this weekend for us are no longer in position around the boundary. They appear to be playing with some tarpaulin or something, seeing what sort of mess they can make now. But God bless them, there's probably a plan. And of course, we'll be finishing up here, I think 6:30 possibly. Boys will be here for another hour or so after getting all the equipment away. As well, our main man Holden, looking after production here. Ratu, is it on the
camera there?
On the camera.
Oh.
Venki, the national team player, I think he's 12th man for this game. Helped to arrange the camera work, the production work, and doing a cracking job, being able to show this to the millions out there. Let's look at the figures. Yeah, 600 million. It's going pretty well.
Breaking records, that.
And what's going on in the chat, or is it better not to ask?
Better not to ask. Silence, yeah.
Hungary in the game are struggling a bit, 5 wickets down. Halfway stage, 56 on the board. 5 of their better bats back in the hutch. And the Czech captain.
Coming for his second over. See. Staying low as usual, the ball on that side.
You got to play straighter, really.
From that side, always, yeah. Most of the time it just really stays low, and then every now and then it just pops. Can't trust the square shots. There's Coach Charles yelling, trying to gee up the boys. They are getting a bit quiet out there, it seems, for his liking. Cheeky little guide. You know how Charles loves to have a loud team.
I mean, come on, he's Australian.
Yeah, that's exactly proven. Point proven.
A bit sharper, but not quite enough.
Yeah.
Who's that down there?
It looks like Sudesh, I think. No, that's not Sudesh. Niraj Tyagi down there. Short third man. Yeah, Parish calling him up. Hopefully stop the single next time.
Oh, and he's looked for it again. A bit risky.
Yeah, just for one run as well. Is it worth it for the risk?
Oh, hello. Oh, Paris gave that a good go. I think he got to it, didn't he?
It looked like he got a glove to it, yeah. Brilliant effort.
Couldn't quite hold it.
And another very economical over for Arun. Just a 3 off it.
As our esteemed scorer Ali informs the rest of the ground. 59 is the total. That's what my ground staff were doing. They were taking down that other tent because it's just a pain in the proverbials. I mean,
they've had their work cut out for them with these tents. Hasn't been easy with the tents and the wind blowing them all over the place.
yeah, the weather up here at Vinor, I think anyone who's been here can tell you. There's basically two options, right? You get the wind like this or just baking heat. So,
well, to be honest, today it's actually lovely.
Yep.
It's outside. You have this breeze just to cool you down.
Yeah.
But it's
perfect
weather.
for the tents and that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking at
I'll
getting
just take
some.
them down completely. Yeah.
We're looking at getting some like wooden shelter. Well, yes, we need Holden to have some good shade. So he can bring these pictures to the world.
And we're floating it up there. It's been bowling quite fast this weekend, faster than he usually bowls. Would like to see him flight it up just a little bit more. Tempt the batsman. Yes. Oh.
Well dealt with in the deep.
Yep. Nice job there, Farhad.
Yep. Farhad out at cow corner, got around to it. Two fielders out there and couldn't split them. Oh, batsman
Oh no,
trying to get on with it a bit.
Farhad
has missed that one.
Run past one. Coach Charles is not going to be happy with that. He'll be fuming.
Yep, it's the number one rule, isn't it? Get down, you know.
Yep. This ground is tricky to field on, but we know that. So we gotta put the body on the line for those ones.
Another
nice solid shot.
Solid bunt
and
down the ground.
Another 4.
Back-to-back boundaries.
You see this one? That's 2 flat balls. The ones before floated up, nearly got a catch. Just really like to see him float it up a little bit more.
Yeah, he's not been doing it so much in the domestic league this year, right? But
that's true.
I mean, you guys have got quite a nice bowling attacker.
Yes, yeah, we're quite lucky with that this year. Got a free D and Rahat to open the bowling. Oh, I actually think we got like 3 or 4 opening people who can open the bowling, which is quite lucky. Oh, big swing set. Nice flight there from Naveed. Got to get it above the batsman's eye line. Well, good over, very good over for Hungary there. 10 off it. 70 for 5 off the 12.
So, a couple of boundaries. No, it was just the one boundary, wasn't it?
2 boundaries. 2 boundaries in a row, yeah. Off the last over.
Yes, Farhad had the misfield as well.
Let's see if that gives them the momentum Hungary needs, and they can kick on from there. This is I think, the most vulnerable period for the fielding team because it's middle of the sessions, really. You're a little bit lethargic, you're a little bit lazy out there, going through the motions, and batsmen can make the most of it. Jan pointed out, actually, he has been studying it this season. He's been watching the games, and yeah, he's noticed every 13th and 14th over, very important ones, and changes the game.
Oh, hello. Oh, Farhad really tried well. Like it's right in front of us, isn't it? And you saw he set his feet, and it was just sort of the split-second timing or whatever. Just couldn't
move
quite
his head, yeah. But you're right, he had the base, didn't he, with the feet?
And it was travelling quickly. It was well
Yeah.
struck.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Farhad not backing up.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think I called it then. They're a bit lazy already in this 13th over.
yeah.
This is a time where they need to really pick it up.
No, and there's, Farhad's a talented young bowler.
Very, yeah.
And you sort of come to realise as well, you got to make sure that you're contributing in all parts of the game. Can't just carry you as a bowling specialist. But yes, I got confidence in him. He's a good lad. He was close with that catch, just slightly misjudged.
It happens, yeah. Lovely shot. Hit that hard. Good stop there by Sahil. Really good stop. Wow. Nice shot there by the batsman. Hit it cleanly.
Hurries it through. Nicely taken.
And another decent over for Aaron.
Now this is, where we have to check our scorecards. Aaron's had 3, I think.
Yeah, that's the third over. So he's 1 for 10 of 3 overs.
Very nice. So what else have the Czechs got? Aaron's got 1 for 10, and Farhad has 3 for 10.
Naveed to continue. Good fielding there by Sudesh. He's got a lot of turf to cover there. Oh! Tidy work behind the stumps there by Paraj.
Yeah, Pete didn't look too interested, but
Not at all.
keeping the batsmen on their toes.
Nice bowling then by Naveed. Oh, is that a catch? Ah, 4
couldn't
runs.
quite get to it.
Very nice shot.
Is that,
Straight down the ground.
is that Saba down there?
That looks like Saba, yeah. Or Freedy. Saba.
Yeah, the reaction.
Yeah.
Totally about Saba. So someone else was to
Make that sort of gesture, yeah. Oi, straight to the man. Oh, unlucky.
Sahil,
Sahil on them.
you would trust him to get those.
He's usually got very good hands, doesn't he? And chances coming. But Hungary are getting a bit of momentum back here.
He's watched that as well, and
Picked the gap perfectly. Very nice shot.
well, it's all happening.
They are picking it up. Hungary, yeah, they got some good momentum. going into the last 6 overs.
86, I believe.
Yep, 86.
All right,
These
mate.
two have put
well,
up a nice partnership. And yeah,
it's been a pleasure having you on.
Yeah.
Catch you
Enjoy
next
the
time.
rest of the day. See you soon.
That. No worries. Cheers. Paris again, looking for the stump in. Welcome back to Phil G.
Thank you, Dan, and big thank you to Dylan Stain, our star opening batsman for the Czech team, who unfortunately is out with an injury sustained yesterday. Good insight there from yourself and Dylan into the match, which has started to pick up again for Hungary. They seem to be in a bit of a hole, but I think they're trying to dig themselves out. Middle order is starting to get into the bowlers. Although they've been helped a little bit by a couple of drop catches in the outfield.
Yeah, a little bit of ordinary fielding. We were talking up how the Czech boys have been doing quite well, and then they let us down for a couple of overs. But there's one, Aaron again, with his tricks. Pushed one past the outside edge, got a nibble, and that's the 6th wicket down. New batsman coming out for Hungary is Abitesh, their opening bowler. He certainly can bash it a bit. We saw a couple of great examples in the earlier game today.
Well, there's another breakthrough. Six down, 86 on the board.
Yeah, a little outside edge off Aaron's bowling, bringing him up the 6th wicket.
You got to say, Dan, I think Arun's had a pretty good tournament with the ball. He's led by example in the last couple of matches. Been pretty impressed so far.
Yes, he's probably making quite a stake for the player of the series, just on his bowling, you know. Add in being the winning captain and a useful top order bat.
Yeah, I felt yesterday's game, it was his bowling that sort of drew his fellow team in terms of the line and length. And he really put the brakes on the Hungarians with his slow, very, very quick through the air, but putting it very full and on the stumps. And his bowlers followed suit, and it really dried up the runs. And the Hungarians ended up missing out on taking the win by 9 runs. It was a close game yesterday, great game, but some very tight bowling. Arun Ashakan leading by example, which is wonderful to see. And doing well again today. That's a bit shorter, and it's been punched down the ground. That's going to bisect the 2 fielders, I think. No, it hasn't. Wonderful foot fielding there, right in front of the gantry holding the camera. Saved a sure boundary. Lovely stuff, and backed up as well by Farhad running around. Great work in the outfield. Felt that was going to just beat him. I think the ground is a little bit sluggish today, just ever so slightly. The ball is not running away from the fielders, as we sometimes see here. Last ball of the over, it's been lofted down the ground. 2 bounces into the safe hands of the boundary rider and ping back to the bowler. And that will be the end of the 15th over. 89 for 6. No one's really got going here, unfortunately. Luke Belgium in the chat. Nice to see you again, Luke. Posed the question about the umpires. Yes, these are local umpires for this weekend. We've got 2 of the men who umpire in the domestic league here. There was a discussion between the Czech administration and the Hungarian administration about that, and the Hungarians were perfectly happy with that approach. And it's all within the guidelines set down by ICC to ensure this was a regulated T20I. So yes, they are locals. Obviously, you got Pistol Pete, who's currently at square leg. Very seasoned umpire. Felt like he's been around since, well, pretty much the dawn of time, I think. And our regular scorer to my left, giggling because she knows I'm right. He has been around since the dinosaurs walked the earth. And he'll tell you stories about that if you're lucky. That's up in the air. It's Sky. There's a chance. He's got a long way to go. Oh, bounces 1.5 meters in front of him. He's running a mile to try to collect that one. And it's we have Sadesh bowling. It's the first time I think we've seen him bowl. I didn't see him bowl if he was in the previous match, but first time I've seen him bowl this weekend. So Beastie is coming from the northern end. See if you can add a bit more pressure. 15 overs gone and 1 delivery, 90 on the board, 6 down. Projected score, they want to get around the 120 mark, that's for sure. Was a bit of a quicker one, but unfortunately it was a wide delivery. Skidded through, but well taken by Piekarski behind the stumps there. 92 for 6, 15.2 gone. And Sadesh, good to see him bowling with a bit of pace. He does like a little bit of pace. And I've been joined in the commentary by one of the PCC. Is it fair to call you PCC new face or a regular? What would you call yourself there?
Oh, I'm a newbie.
He's a newbie. Okay. See his delivery coming in. Oh, he's flirting with a wide line there. He's just within. The batsman is looking back. I know he goes back to us, but I bet he's got a look on his face that says, what? Anyway. So welcome to the commentary. And so tell us, what's Showband's story?
But it's a great start from PCC, 92 for 6. They have, and this lad is generating really good pace. The batter slightly on the back foot. This time, trying to defend it, takes a single, but it's a dream start, isn't it?
It's not too bad. They are 15 overs down and they haven't hit the 100 yet, so they do need to get a motor on. They have been hampered by some very, very good bowling, very accurate bowling. Not able to do much with even that delivery, just punching it into the covers for a very quickly run single. They've only got about 4.5-ish overs to try to get 120, 125 on the board. Well, if they get a few more like that, that should be on their way. We saw yesterday, game 1, the Czechs scored 128, and it was a lovely low-scoring thriller. We could be in for the same again today.
Abhishek batting on 27 has to play a cameo at this point in time. 94 for 6. You add around 40, 50 runs in the last 5 overs. That's what we expect in a T20 game.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Oh, a bit of a fumble in the field out there. I think that was Abdul Farhad again. He hasn't had a great last 10 minutes in the field. He's put down a catch. He's had a couple of touch of the fumbles, but he's bowled very well. He got the first 2 breakthroughs early today. The first 2 overs went for 8 runs and got 2 wickets. So yeah, you're right. Abhishek Ketapol, it's going to be on his shoulders to really boost that score with some big hitting. And Sudesh just losing his way there, straying on outside the tram lines on the offside. He's bowled a couple of wides this over. In fact, I'd go so far to say this over is going longer than it should. Yeah, he won't be happy with that. Got to work on those extras.
As we speak, it gets a little bit cloudy, so definitely helpful for the fast bowlers.
Bosh, lovely, into the gap. It's going to go be cut off though by the fielder. Oh, he's got to run over that, but he's got backup. And in the end, I think they only got the single, didn't they? Wow, there you go. But a bit of a lusty hit. They're going to need a few more of those in the next few overs. So 97 for 6 after 16, 4 overs to go, 24 balls to try to get this up to a respectable score that the bowlers can then bowl at. Predicted score is in sort of the mid-120s. They're going to be looking to go a bit better than that. They've got a few wickets still in the shed. What do you think? 130, 135 maybe? That'll be their target?
As you mentioned, 128. It was a low match thriller.
That's right.
So 128, 129, they can squeeze the batting side in, get wickets in the power
That's
play.
right.
So anything can happen, you know.
That's so true. We saw 128 defended yesterday quite well by the Czech bowlers. So, hey, T20I, anything goes. It comes down to how bad do you want it. And we know the Hungarians can bowl well. They did extremely well in the previous match as well to contain the Czech team. But you know what? They're very level teams. They're very equal. I think this could be another good low-scoring thriller we got on our hands here.
Abul has really bowled well. 3 for 10. What more can you ask for?
That's brilliant, isn't it?
And he's bowled in right channel, getting the ball to seam away, bring it back in. 16 overs, 97 for 6. Oh, that was a little bit airy-fairy from the fast bowler.
Great work from the keeper, though, wasn't it? Piekarski getting down and saving maybe an extra run there. There was a bit of coverage behind. You can see there's a fielder there at third man. So he might have got around, but Farhad does run in with a bit of pace, and he does deliver a very good fastball. But very good work from Piekarski, who's had a pretty good past couple of games with the gloves behind the wickets.
And he did well there. Saved at least a couple of runs for his side. But he's steaming in.
Oh, good work there on the banjo line. Clean, he picked up. Just gently underarms it in, and only a single there. He had to make a bit of room there, didn't he, Sudesh, the beast, patrolling that boundary at the favourite cow corner, which now turns into a deep cover boundary with the left-hander on strike.
And I also see Abul rolling his fingers there. Even though he's generating a lot of pace, he's not. He's also trying to bowl some slow deliveries. At this point in time, batters must be thinking the ball will come onto the bat, but slow delivery can definitely do magics.
Oh, that's a lovely strike. There's got a bit of ground here to make up to cut that one off, and the ball does beat him. That's a lovely shot. Clipped into the square leg boundary for 4 runs. Oh, Hungary needed that one.
Desperate runs for Hungary. And that brings the 100 up for the Hungarians. They'll believe, that's for sure. Still, at least 4 wickets on the tank. So it'll definitely help them. But that was a good swing of the bat.
Absolutely, yeah, and you're right. 100 up now. That's got to give them a little bit of buoyancy in their spring in their step. And they now need to push on and pretty much just hit the leather out of the ground to try to get this score into the 130s now. And as I say that, he dances down the pitch and he's picked the wrong line, the wrong length, the wrong ball. And Abdul Farhad has picked up another wicket. What a display of fast bowling this is.
One shot too many for
Yes,
Avitesh.
it really was.
Trying to again repeat the same stroke, but clever the bowler, Abul. His 4th wicket of the match.
Yeah, you miss, I hit. The thing we hear from fast bowlers very often. Actually, we hear it from spin bowlers as well. You miss, I hit. And yeah, Abdul Farhad, he's got 4 wickets. Can he get a Pfeiffer? A Michelle Pfeiffer? Well.
3 wickets
Oh, he's on 3 wickets, is he?
No, 3 wickets to go for Hungary, and he needs 1. But I think he will fancy his
Oh, there we
chances
go.
as the new batter, Ali, is marching out to the centre.
Okay. Yes, he does have 4 wickets.
But at least they've got the 3-figure mark. 103 for 7.
This is Farhad's last over, though, so if he wants to get that fifer in a T20I, which is a wonderful achievement, he's only got a couple of deliveries to try to snare it. Well, to be honest, he's got 3, so he's got every opportunity to fifer. And I'll tell you what, if he gets a fifer, I reckon you'll see one of the best get-arounds you'll ever see at Vinor. His teammates will be all over him. Running in again. Oh, played down the ground. He's got his back heel onto that one, take a bit of the pace off, and it's just going to be a single down to the safe hands of sub 1 Divisi, who picks it up and walks it in. No, he's going to bowl it in. No, he's not. He's going to walk it in. He's in 2 minds, and he hands it back anyway.
Really, he's mixing it up. Well, not trying to bowl a similar delivery consecutive, but he's changing his pace, is accurate, and that's why he's got the rewards. 4 wickets for 17. Tall, lanky lad has done wonders for PCC. So, for Czech Republic.
Yeah, there's the change of pace you were talking about. He just changed up just a little bit there. He's a very clever bowler. He does vary it. Opening bowler for a local club here, the Bohemians. Has a lot of success here at Vinor. And he seems to be enjoying himself when he's got the ball in his hands.
And also that wind helping him, that's for sure. Cool breeze. Nothing much to worry about as a fast bowler. Not even a sweat on.
Steaming in again, looking for that wicket. Not with a ball like that, unfortunately. Oh, the umpire's indicating that will be a no ball. Batsman running to the striker's end. Frantic, drops the bat. So that is buys.
Oh dear, it's a no ball.
Which means a free hit as signalled by Pistol Pete, the umpire. Farhad letting us down there. Commentator's curse once again. I get that. You'll have to get used to me doing this. I get it every couple of overs. I go and say something and boom, back in my face. How does he do this? Oh, his batsman, he's trying to make a bit of room to get a bit funky. But if you're going to play a shot like that, you've got to get your body behind it. And I know that because Corey Rutgers told me all about how you play a shot like that. You got to get your body behind the ball to play that little trick shot, or else it doesn't come off. And it didn't there. Just a bye. And that finishes Farhad's spell. Well done, sir. 4 wickets and a lovely fiery spell. So 7 wickets down, 109 on the board. A couple of overs left. We still think 120 is definitely on the board. 130 could be a stretch too far. Not sure.
3 overs, you expect around 20 runs because you have got 7 wickets down, and especially the onus will be on Abhishek. 30 from 29, he has got his eye in, so a big shot is expected.
Yeah, Abhishek Katapal, very seasoned performer. We see him a lot in ECN during the ECS series from Hungary, and obviously we've seen him in ECC action, ECL action, all over the park. This guy gets around, and he knows what needs to be done here. He needs to get a lot of runs for his team in the next 3 overs, really needs to drive this one home and really put a target for his bowlers, and he's a bowler as well, needs to put up a target for his bowlers to bowl to. So let's see how he can approach this. Obviously the Czechs get him out, they're going to fancy bowling Hungary all out for cheap. So the next over I think is going to be quite critical.
And Riaz must be thinking, where's my first wicket coming? There's 7 wickets down for Hungary, and Riaz has a blob at this point in time.
Yeah, couldn't do much with that. Cramped in for room. Lovely delivery from Riaz. Interesting, yes, you point out Riaz hasn't got anything in the wickets column yet. Very unusual. Saw him yesterday pick up a couple, and he's a fiery customer. He's burst on the scene here in the domestic competition in Czech Republic, and he's impressed everybody. Got his way into the national team nice and quick. Really good pace. He and Abdul Farhad, really good pace attack for this team.
But Ali is doing a good job. He's keeping the senior pro Abhishek on strike, 30 from 29.
Ooh, that was a feisty ball. It's been given a wide. bent the back there. I think if he had got an edge of that, could have carried over wicket-keeper's head. Piekarski could have come down here very quickly for a boundary. So maybe lucky to get both batsman and bowler get away with that.
But that shot was on, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like I said, if you'd gotten that edge, whew. Just as one up there. I think he was listening to me then. He goes back to his marker. Lovely day for cricket here in Vinor. Sun shining. Lovely breeze coming through, keeping conditions cool. Oh, Afridi bending the back again. Good lift off the mat. And just too good for the bowler. Oh, he's been called in for no ball. Oh, a free hit coming. Afridi can't believe it.
That's a cardinal sin at this point in time. If you're bowling no balls and you're bowling the 18th over of the game, they are in a very good position, 112 for 7. You don't want to give a reprieve for the batting side. This can be costly, especially when Abhishek is on strike.
Yeah, this could be costly. Where does he go here? He throws the kitchen sink at it, and he connects with nothing. And that's a sigh of relief around the ground from the Czech fielders. Well, he did put everything behind it, though. He just couldn't connect.
Even though Abhishek has bowled a wide and a no ball, he has conviction while bowling. He knows what he does. So you can say it was just an aberration that he bowled those wides and no balls.
Lovely delivery, full in the block hole. Just a slight little misheal from the bowler there. Couldn't blame him. He had to get down and stop that one. They scarper through for a very quick single. Best they could do, probably. But a lovely delivery. Tried the Yorker length, but Kettlebell too good. Got the bat down in time.
Must be thinking about the nose and toes.
That's the one.
But it's keeping the batters guessing. That's really good from a young fast bowler.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's bent the back and he's flung that one a little bit too wide. Yeah, the Czechs need to be careful here, and these extras can really add up. I mean, it's not just the penalty run, but it's also the additional ball that gets faced. It's the kind of thing that can really mess up a game for a team, so they really need to watch out for that.
You cannot put your foot off the gas. You have to attack, that's for sure.
Oh, a bit of fancy footwork from the batsman there, and all for nothing. Don't know where he was off to. Trying to put the bowler off. I think Afridi's a bit too clever a bowler to be put off by that sort of thing.
Ali has to be smart here. He can give a single and still a couple of deliveries to go. He's 2 of 5. Abhishek batting on 31. Has to be a little smart. Acres of spaces on the onside to take a single play with soft hands.
And Ali needs to be smart here, doesn't he? Wow, there's another dot ball. He's clearly doesn't have us mic'd into his helmet. He doesn't hear what we're saying. But if you're not going to be ticking that scoreboard over, you're going to be putting pressure on yourself and your other batsmen, and you just can't afford to do that.
This is what happens when you're batting at number 9. You feel that you can hit the ball out of the park.
True.
But gentlemen, the others have tried and they're sitting at the dugout.
Oh, he's got a hold of that one, though. And that is going to roll all the way well out of reach of any of the fields. That's gone for 4 runs. So, I mean, he's been looking for that shot for the whole over, and he has finally connected with it. So there is a bit of reward there eventually.
That's what the doctor ordered for the Hungarians. But very good shot. Timing was superb. And at the end, got a boundary, 118 for 7 after 18 overs.
$118 for 7 after 18. Yes, 2 overs to come. Let's see who the Czechs are going to turn to try to put the brakes on. It looks like Beast, Sudesh Wickramasekara comes back on for another over from the southern end. And he can come in with a bit of spice. When Sudesh first came to the Czech Republic many years ago, he had an incredible reputation as a fast bowler, and he was scary fast. My good friend Danny Hudacek, who does a lot of commentary here with me in Prague, and also does a lot of commentary with European Cricket Network, told me about that. Sudesh, people feared him. He was lightning quick, absolutely incredible. He slowed down in recent years. Obviously, his batting stands on its own merit. We can talk about that when he comes out to bat later on in a little while. But yes, he's also a good accurate bowler, and he needs to keep it nice and tight just to keep the pressure on and make sure they don't get away from them here.
And I think age is also plays a big factor, and he has much more into line and length before he was looking to rack the pace.
Well, it's in the air, but it's going to fall short, or fall in no man's land pretty much. It has rolled almost all the way to the boundary, though, so that just shows you the pace. Nice throw. Hits the stumps. Batsman is not concerned. He even gave the wicketkeeper a pat on the back. Good encouragement. Good spirits between these two teams. They played an ECI a couple of weeks ago down in Vienna with the Austrian team as well. Tri-series in T10 action, thanks to our friends at the European Cricket Network. So they're quite familiar with each other, these teams, and played in good spirits. And we're very glad to be hosting the Hungarian team here. And a massive thanks to the administration and the organisers for getting this tournament up and running. It's been swatted down into a deepish mid-wicket, just fielded nice and easy there, just for a single.
Thick is an inside edge there from Ali. I think now Ali also believes that he can hit boundaries because the previous over of the last ball he hit that boundary. So a little bit of faith in both the batters. Abhishek not too scared to give Ali the strike.
Oh, he's got that through the gap. That's going to run away. That's a lovely shot. That's just using the pace of the ball. He stuck the bat out. It hit the timber and it just kept going out towards backward a point. Smart batting, smart play. Sudesh just too wide, way too much width there.
Absolutely, the way Abhishek played that delivery. Just waiting for the back foot and just caressing it behind square for a boundary. Much needed for the Hungarians. 124 for 7, you mentioned 128 can be a little bit of target, but if you can score anything around 10-15 runs, 140 can also be a good target. A little bit unusual there from Abhishek.
Very much
Left
so,
leg
yes.
out and swinging it.
Swing and a miss. It was almost an identical ball to the boundary that he hit. And I tell you what, I think if Hungary get into the 140s, I feel that the Czech Republic will think that got away from them. They had them in the 80s around the 15th over, and it's picked up quite nicely. They've only lost one wicket, I think, in the last 5 overs. These two are putting together a good partnership at the right time. And if they steady the ship and get them into the 140s, I think the Czechs have got a bit of a tricky run chase on their hands. That's uppish. That could be straight down the throat of the fielder, and it certainly is. And as I speak, that is the end of Abhishek Ketapol. Great innings, though. Lovely innings. Well played. Really lifted the intensity. The intent was there to try to clear the boundary, but probably a bit too impatient. He gets a pat on the back from Sudesh. As I said before, this game's played in very good spirits. And he departs, but he's made a very good score, didn't he? What would he end up on?
Absolutely, he scored 36, which is really, if you look at the way Hungarians were playing, first 10 overs, 5 wickets down, under pressure, you needed experience, he showed it, and the way he capitalized after the power play, it's been great batting. Even though the strike rate is little low, but looking at the circumstances they were in, and he has put his team in a very good position at this point in time.
That's fantastic stuff. He picked up man of the match in the first game yesterday for a very quick fire 22 runs, which, despite the fact that he was in the losing team, it was probably the best batting performance for the day. That shows how good yesterday's match was, very competitive, and he backed it up with 3 wickets for a handful of runs in a couple of overs, so he did very well. Had a good game yesterday, and quite rightly player of the match. And today he's come out and he's knocked a quick fire 30-something when it was needed by his team. He stayed there while those wickets falling, and he's given a good impetus to the innings, and now it's up to these two batsmen to try to carry them into the 130s. Unfortunately, if you dangle the bat out there like that, it's just going to go straight past. And that's the end of Sudesh's over, successful over. 124 for 8 with 1 over to come.
I feel if they get at least 10, they'll be really happy.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I'd take 10 runs. If you offered it to me right now, I'd be more than happy with that for sure. Yep. Let's see who's coming on there to bowl this one. Who's going to try to stop that dead in its tracks and maybe try and pick up a couple of wickets himself to try to stop the innings completely. Who is that? Can't quite see that it's down there. The players are in the way.
The Czech Republic will be really disappointed. The way they started off, their bowling innings, they put Hungary under tremendous pressure, but the way they have come back, that just shows the caliber of this side.
Oh, absolutely agree, yes. 100%. It didn't look like they were going to get to this score at one point, so well done to Hungary. They've given their bowlers something to chase at, and anything they get here, for me, is a real bonus.
And if you ask their captain, after 10 overs, would you take 124 for 8 after 19? He would have said, please, come on, give it to me.
So
Last over really crucial.
Oh, really crucial, yeah. Arun just getting his outfielders, his boundary riders where he wants them, bringing them a little bit squarer. Probably looking for a bit of a crossbat shot here. We've got 3 deep on the leg side for that crossbat hit, the typical sort of agriculture shot we tend to see at this level. Oh, that's been lofted down the ground. That's going to carry all the way for a maximum 6 runs. Wow, there you go. That's the first one.
We're talking about Ali's batting prowess, and that shot was really magnificent. The way he hit the ball, just stayed a little bit down, expecting the bowler length delivery. You cannot bowl at this stage, and it was perfect. It was on a platter.
I'll tell you, if you watch the replay of that shot, you'll be reminded of a golfing tee shot. And we're surrounded by the Vinor golf course around here. That would not look out of place on the first tee, teeing off on the par 4. He launched that one. That was a lovely strike. Perfectly timed, middled it, and it carried all the way. Fieldsman, you could only watch it sail over his head into the tall grass to be taken away by the wildlife that hide in there, I reckon. We might even have another lost ball. Oh, no, the pill's back. We have the pill. It's all good. We've already lost one today.
That meaty blow brings off 130 for Hungary. It's really good. 5 deliveries to go.
Oh, and a wide ball. Yeah, skipper will not be happy with the wide ball. Don't need that.
Pressure.
We saw yesterday and we've seen today. If you want to put pressure on the batsman, full deliveries at middle stump, and the batsmen don't know what to do. If you're going to bowl it short and wide, you're asking to be smacked. And if you get smacked here at Vinor, you will pay for it. He goes again. This time, it's the same result over the head of the fieldsman. For a moment, I was watching the fieldsman's body language as he set himself, realised that it cleared him by a good 5 metres. He's found the ball really quickly. What a lovely shot again.
Once again, another terrific strike from Ali, and he picked the bones out of that. And if you look, after hitting the shot, the position he was in was brilliant. And as you mentioned, the tee shot can be a proper golfer after retirement.
He could. Well, he goes again. This time he's inside out. Arun is moving around to his left, and he's pocketed it. Wow. That stops that dead in its tracks. But the damage has been done. That's 2 6s off this over, which I think is more than everybody would have expected. But Aruna said, enough of this rubbish, I'll take that catch. You're done. He was probably beaten for pace there. He got turned inside out, and it skewed off in towards the offside. Didn't go to the onside where he wanted the previous 2 shots to go. And he's holed out to a regulation mid-off catch, thanks to Arun.
Even though it was not on the screen, Arun took the catch and there was no celebration whatsoever. Arun is slightly disappointed because of those 2 6s, and that's why he's at covers, and he didn't even have a word or any celebration with the bowler because he knows that this target is already, this is a mountain to climb.
I completely agree with you. I did notice that he literally took the catch. He just trotted to a halt, wanted to give the ball back, almost dismissed his players who were coming to congratulate him. There's no congratulations here. We've already gone for a dozen this over. They're going to push into the 140s. That's not good for us. We had him on the ropes and we didn't put the final blow in. So, I get why he's done that, and I understand that completely. He's a consummate professional. He's been a great skipper for the Czech team, and he leads by example.
And once again, he's marshalling his troops, fielders going everywhere on the onside. And there is a long on. And a deep square leg as well.
A regular mid-on coming into position as well. And Arun himself at a wideish mid-off. That's been clipped straight to the field. A chance to run out. He's just missed. Oof, I think he was gone. That was Sub 1 Divisi with the shot at the stumps. Keeper couldn't get there in time, and I reckon the batsman might have been gone.
And Shaba was slightly on his heels. He didn't expect the ball to come quickly, and he took a little bit of time, extra second to get rid of the ball, and that just allowed the batters to take that single.
That was so close. That's straight up in the air. There's a chance here for another outfield catch, and it's been taken. Lovely stuff. Is that Afridi out there towards the boundary? He's taking the catch.
And that was one more wicket, and Hungarians are all out for
that is
138.
138. And how many balls are there left on the table there? Only just the one? 1 ball left on the table. Well, they could be excused for that. We saw that yesterday. 2 balls left on the table with Czech Republic scoring 120 at the first game. So, Hungary, they don't bat out their innings, but only to the tune of 1 delivery, not to be worried about. The tail end has made an absolute fist of this, and they have done really well to motor their team up to a very respectable score. This is going to be a tricky little run chase for the Czechs. That's going to come up in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And I really do feel that the Czechs thought they could get him for below 120. Maybe 5-10 minutes ago, and now it's getting a little bit tough.
It's going to be a mountain to climb, 139. And you need a good start. You need a blistering start off the power play, or else as we go along, batting gets difficult. And the bowlers, if you look, the seam and swing movement and ball coming not conformably off the bat, so it's going to be really difficult for the batting side in the second innings. It's
going to be very, very tricky. So we're going to take a break here as well from Vinor. We hope you can join us again in about 15-20 minutes. Keep your eye on the stream. The umpire's just conferring the break. We're just waiting to see what they say. I think they're saying maybe 15 or 20 minute break, and we'll be right back here. And we look forward to seeing you again. Don't go too far. Grab yourself a beer, put your feet up, and we'll be back with the conclusion of the Central Europe Cup with the innings of the Czech Republic chasing. Is it 139 for the win, or was it 140 for the win? 139 for the win. And there'll be a presentation afterwards of trophies and cups and medallions and chocolates and all sorts of business. So don't go too far. We'll see you shortly. Thank you. Testing 1 2 1 2 2 2. More louder. We're good. Super.
who
I'm going to give you. Welcome back to the resumption of Match 3, Central European Cup 2023. You can see there on the camera, the umpires are already out there. The Hungarian bowlers and fielders are heading out there, and the two Czech opening batsmen are heading out there as well. Everyone's heading out there, basically. And Czech Republic are looking to score 139 off the next 20 overs to get a clean. If you're just joining us for the first time, where have you been this weekend if you're just joining us for the first time? What are you doing? You're here with me, Phil G, one of the regulars here in commentary in Czech Republic for cricket. And often you might have seen my name in the ECN moderation as well. I'm all over the place when it comes to cricket. I love what I do here. I'm also joined by very good friend, Siobhan. Need to get that name right. He's threatening me. I don't want to get it wrong. Who's done a wonderful job commentating in the last couple of overs of the previous innings, where we saw Hungary scrape up to a score of 138, which and they've set a pretty tough run chase now for the Czech Republic, who are just starting to take guard, looking around. Can they get a clean sweep? They've already taken the first two matches. The cup is in their hands, but this is for a bit of glory, this third game. And it's about to kick off. And I'm going to hand you over to the second best commentator in the ground today. Hope you don't mind me saying that. Sorry, that's just my ego talking. Siobhan, take us away.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Phil. So here we go. First delivery of the second innings. Good delivery, defended by the left-hander Sava. So uphill task for Czech Republic, 139 on the board. And if you joined us a couple of hours earlier, then you'd have never noticed that this score would be so important. And the keeper up to the stumps. That's driven quite handsomely through the covers. Fielder will get around. And couple of runs on the board. Czech Republic and Saba off the mark.
Yeah, with Saba, it's important he gets a good start. If he has a bit of a stuttering start, he just doesn't find his rhythm and he gets put off, and he can go very cheaply. Saw that yesterday in match number 1. Then match number 2 today, he found his rhythm early and he managed to score a very good 50, earn himself player of the match as well, the presentation of which will take place after this game.
Knocked him over. What a delivery that is from Shandeep. You miss, I hit. Saba once again trying to play a cross-batted shot. And this time, he has to perish. Czech Republic, a body blow for them.
Yeah, talk about a bad choice of shot. Literally got him around his legs. That's unforgivable. And we know Saba Divisi, he is so strong on the pads. He loves that shot that he tried to play, but he was just beaten neck and crop. Pro beaten for pace. Wicketkeeper up to the stumps, which was a lovely application of pressure to the batsman. And it's pulled off in the first over, and the third delivery of the over. Well done.
And also, Phil, so early to play that shot. You have not got your eye in. You don't know what pace the ball is coming, and you're trying to play a shot where you could have at least knocked him over for a single or a couple. Shaba, he must be disappointed. That's for sure. He's dejected as a hen. He walks back. New batter. Divyendra. Important, big task. Batting at number 3. Any cricket side, you are one of the best players of your team. and I had a word with him as well. He was batting really well, knocking it few. So big task on his end.
Oh, a massive task here. Need to stabilise things here. They can't afford to lose another one in this run chase. Don't know what Sub was doing. I completely agree with you. That shot was not on, and you don't be playing that this early. You know, play yourself in. It's a T20 irons. This isn't T10. You've got a few extra balls to sort of see yourself in, and then you can go gangbusters later on. But you've got to get your eye in. And Sub, as I said, he's a bit unsteady. That's what happens.
This time, glanced away down the leg side. Will Fielder, has it got the legs? Couple of runs for Devendra, but really, it's more a booster for him. First delivery has been offered as gift.
Yeah, he'll enjoy that one.
I beg your pardon, that was Paris.
Piekarski is the number one batsman coming in.
Beautifully played this time. On the onside, he's playing it straight underneath his eyes. That's what you need to do, Phil.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah, I mean, especially when you as first drop, you come into bat in the first over. You're probably looking around and saying to your mates, "Hang on a minute, I'm not supposed to be there. The opener's supposed to get on with the job." So he now has to assume the role of opener, and he needs to steady the ship and make sure Czech Republic don't lose another wicket. Need to make sure that scoreboard starts to tick over. We hadn't even got to the point of starting to tick over the scoreboard pretty much with Sabah's dismissal. And I know Sabah will be gutted with that too. He will not be one bit happy, and I can understand that. And now it's on Piekarski, who's had a really good tournament this weekend. And, of course, his counterpart at the other end.
Number 10 on his back, Devendra, trying to cut it away. Ball skidding on. And that's the first over done and dusted. 5 for 1. Success for Hungary. Czech Republic slightly falling behind.
Yeah, Hungary will be very happy with that start. That'll put a bit of spring in their heels. One very dangerous sub-1 division back in the shed. Only 5 runs taken from the over. 2 relatively new batsmen at the crease. Obviously, the opener's only been there. Devendra Singh for a few deliveries. Piekarski, who's in good form and played very well against Hungary in the ECI a couple of weeks ago down in Austria. They will know him as a very tough customer. But if they can remove him, then there's every chance that Hungary can cause an upset here in Game 3.
Important for Czech Republic not to lose another wicket, even though this is a power play. Couple of fielders outside the 30-yard circle. Yes, they are dangling the carrot, that's for sure. The Hungary, they want Czech Republic to go for the big shots. On the offside, it's fully packed, but on the onside, only 3 fielders. In fact, 4. But the men that are back are third man and fine leg. 5 for 1. Avitesh as the new cherry. Good delivery, and he punched it away. But again, good fielding down there. They're also cock a hoop at this point in time. Hungary, what a time for them. Ended up in a brilliant note and started off in fine fashion.
Fieldsman took care of a very nasty little bounce there. Just bounced just in front of him and reared up quite ugly. I'm just looking at the replay now. And, yeah, he was probably lucky not to wear that one in the face. Good work from the fielder there to get his hands to the ball.
Good delivery, wrapped on the bats, going down the leg side. Umpire not interested. But again, bowling on the line, on the channel. The channel of uncertainty.
That's the one. It was a good shout. Definitely worth a shout. Umpire unmoved, though. But I felt the bowler might have slowed the pace ever so slightly in that one, and batsman was just beaten to it, wrapped him on the pad. Could have maybe been a bit high as well, but definitely not out from mine either.
But this is really good from Avitesh. Bowling attacking line and length. Again, extra bounce. Has he got the edge? The bowler thought for a moment, even though the keeper didn't go for the celebration, but that was close.
It was very close. Yes, the bowler was sure he had his man. He didn't even bother turning around to look at the umpire. He ran through, arms aloft in the double cobra celebration. Unfortunately for him, his wicketkeeper was looking back at him thinking, what? Did I miss something? And as a bowler, you realise very quickly when even your wicketkeeper hasn't appealed with you that there's nothing going on there. It's a no ball. The umpire's shaking his head. Let's get back to it.
Stuart Broad, isn't it?
Any English cricket fans out there? There you go. Stuart Broad, case in point.
Trying to drive on the up. There is protection. He will go for the single, but Paras trying to go for those glorious drives, and he hasn't got himself in. So I'm slightly afraid of him not trying to go it too hard.
I've noticed for Piekarski, they're just changing the field now. That they had a man on the point boundary for him, and they had their fine leg up in the circle. That's now just been reversed as we're saying it. So points now coming to regulation point, fine leg on the boundary.
On cue, Phil. Trying to drive on the up. Again, Devendra, feet going nowhere whatsoever. It was a fuller delivery, and also the batter feels he has missed out because, as you mentioned, the cover fielder came in, so a lot of spaces on the offside to lift it over.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what through his head when he saw that delivery wide of the off stump. He thought, if I lace this one, I will get a boundary, no problem. And he's missed a lot, unfortunately. Yeah, I can imagine eyes lit up.
Crucial delivery. Shot delivery this time. He has found the gap. He has threaded the needle, and that will go for a boundary. A little bit of relief for Czech Republic and for Devendra. He was trying to hit it on the up, and he did it quite beautifully. The first boundary for Czech Republic.
That's a teaser, that one, isn't it? The fielder, I think it might have just clipped the fielder when he went to ground, and then his teammate chased it all the way to the boundary line. It teased him all the way, and then it trickled over the rope just as the fielder got there. 4 runs. Very well needed from the Czech batsman, and that'll settle a few nerves in Divi's mind. And a lovely stroke.
Very good shot when you just played a couple of deliveries. And if you're playing that shot, even though he was not in full control, but that was a crucial boundary. 2 overs, 10 for 1. At least they score as in double figures at this point in time. 129 from 108. If they play calculative cricket, they can do it. It's not rocket science. It's not a huge target. It's not 170 or 180, 140. Around that, you just have to make the power play yours, and then you can make merry after the power play.
Yeah, the trick is that you need to keep ticking the scoreboard over. Keep the 1s and 2s coming. Make sure you keep that in mind. Not everything has to go to the boundary exactly as you say. And things are presented off. That's missed everybody. That may just pull up inside the line. It may just hit the rope. It has pulled up 6 inches from the rope, just away to our right. They're taking another cheeky single here. Oh, that's unfortunate for the Hungarian keeper.
Slightly disappointing there from the keeper, even though it's a very tough job to come up to the stumps, especially to a fast bowler with the seam movement. But he's slightly disappointed, even though Avitesh has bowled really well. He's bowling in that off-stump region. Important for Paras. This time he drives it straight to backward point. They're making some noise, the Hungary fielders. And why not? They've got the score they wanted.
They do. They've got a very good score. Their bowlers have got something to bowl at, something to defend. It's definitely not out of the realms of possibility. They're definitely in with a shot. Both teams in with a very good shot here of making this a very exciting game and a very exciting finish coming up today.
A slow delivery, deceiving the keeper as well. And wide signal by the umpire. It was very, very wideish delivery. And Devendra once again trying to go for the strike through the covers. A little bit change in the field. The deep square leg and long on back. He just trickles it down towards shortish fine leg, takes a single, long leg. So the strike rotation is very important, isn't it, Phil? When you're chasing a big target, you don't have to go for the big shots. You have to apply yourself.
That is so true. If your required run rate is, sort of 7, 8 and over, thereabouts, then you really don't need to go for the big swipes. The big swipes come when you're into double figures needed per over. The big swipes come when you need 12 runs and over. If you need 10 runs and over, well, if you need 8 runs and over, I think the run rate required now is right around the 7s, the 8s, that sort of level. 1s and 2s, and the bad ball gets put away for a boundary. You'll find that 7, 8 runs and over is not impossible, and it's not difficult.
Good delivery on the block hole there. And well played by Devendra. He's rotating the strike. He's looking for singles every single time. I think there must be some kind of a form of communication from Paras and Divyendra, who will go for the big shots and who will rotate strike. That's the way you should play. But inside the power play, both can even go for the big shots as well. Driven firmly towards long on for another single, but it's a very good start. It's a start which Czech Republic will definitely hang on to. 3 overs, 18 for 1.
Yeah, good over there for Czech Republic. Another 8 runs off that over. Well done. Yeah, I think when it comes to the power play and the two batsmen, they should have a plan. All batsmen should have a plan, whether it be one person going for the big hit, or both players looking for the loose delivery, the wide delivery, the tempting delivery that is there to be hit. Now, these are the top batsmen at the top of the order, so they should be able to put those ones away. It's up to, obviously, the bowlers to make sure that they don't offer too many of those such deliveries. They're trying to keep it nice and tight. We don't expect to see these batsmen to going after every delivery. If it's going to be like in the block hole every time, you can't expect swipes down the ground or across the line. That's the quickest way to lose your wicket. So it'd be interesting to find out from the batsmen, what was the plan? How do they approach this? As a T20 batsman at the top order, how do you approach that?
Once again, he tries to cut it straight to man, 1 bounce. He's looking for that shot.
It's a good example of exactly what I was saying there. It was a short ball. It was outside off. It was there to be hit, but he's picked out the fielder with precision, absolute precision, that it needed to be 1 metre either side. And he could have possibly got it all the way for a boundary, but he's picked that ball, which is a little bit easy to hit. It was a bit of a gimme, and he couldn't put it away. So I think any batsman worth their salt, they see that sort of delivery, they're going to go for it, and they should.
And Avitesh is bowling to his field. He has got some kind of insurance on the offside, so he's bowling around that off stump. There is a deep cover, but stuck in the mud is Paras. 6 from 10. He needs to get a move on. Important, very important delivery for Czech Republic. This time hit firmly again. There is protection. As I mentioned, he's bowling to his field, even though he's giving room to the batsman, but they're not able to capitalizing it. And if this shot could have played with a little bit of more authority, if it would have been right to the cover fielder, they would have got a boundary.
That's incredible, isn't it? You mentioned the man in the deep there on the boundary. It was hit straight to him. It went very fast to him, but it went straight to him. And yeah, Paras will have to try to extricate him from this little sort of hole at the moment. He'll get his chance in a moment.
Again, dangling the carrot is Avitesh. Hit me if you can pierce, as you mentioned, precision of a surgeon, but they're not able to find those gaps. He's bowling to his field. Third man is back, and there is a deep cover. And Divyendra, 5 from 7. Somebody has to do something different. Think out of the box. Something has to give you.
I think Divy got a bit stuck on his crease there. Should have moved the feet out to the ball. Yeah, see, bit of lucky to get away with that. I think Divy's been a bit slack with some of his striking. He's not moving his feet. He's not getting to the pitch. He seems to be planted. And that previous ball, it was a good example of leaning out, leaning with your body out, leaning with the bat out to try to connect. And that's a surefire way to get caught. You need to move those feet, get to the pitch. It's batting 101, but it can be easily forgotten by people like us at this sort of level.
And those factors you mentioned, you don't want them when you are out there at the center and facing the power play. Feet not moving, trying to play with your hands, leg going somewhere else. So it's important for Czech Republic just to get into the groove. 3 overs, 18 for 1, but this over, only couple of runs for the first 4 deliveries. Again, trying to hit it too hard, straight back to the bowler. And that's thickest inside edge. And maybe losing their shape a little bit, both the batters.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of confidence in that shot. It was just a bit of a clip, a bit of a swing, and dot ball results. This is a very tight over from the Hungarians. I I think they're going to be feeling pretty good. They're keeping them bogged down, and that will force error. Scoreboard pressure forces the error.
Final ball of the 4th over. There he goes, over the top. There is protection, couple of bounces to the fielder. Still that boundary is far away. They're in a commanding position, the bowling side Hungarians. 4 overs, 21 for 1, the struggling Czech Republic.
Yeah, it has been a bit of a struggle these last couple of overs. Obviously, they lost Sub-1 Divisi in the very first over, which was a little bit tough on them. But these two have come together, and they've scraped themselves up to 21. It hasn't been all their own way. There's been a few little loose shots, a few rash shots. As we're describing, I feel the batsmen just need to get a bit more fluidity into their shots and move around a little bit. Divi was stuck on the crease in that over a few times, reaching for a wider delivery to try to put it into the boundary. They do have protection there at deep extra cover. Be interested to see if they change that around now for the bowler coming at the other end, from the northern end, the Zamek end. They might maintain that. Just having a look out on the cover boundary to see if they're repeating that now. Not yet.
And also, Phil, this is the 3rd game, so every bowler knows how to bowl to every batter of the opposition. As you mentioned, the camaraderie between both the sides.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, they've had 2 previous very good games, very close games as well. This game's, I think, going to go pretty close. It's not looking like it's going to be dominated by any team at the moment. Obviously, 1 over one way or the other can change that in an awful hurry. But you're right, these guys know each other quite well now, and the bowlers should know how to bowl to them.
This time short, still evading that boundary. 1 bounce there. So spin introduced first time in the 2nd innings. Will he get some break from the track? Even though I don't expect much break. Sun is out, so he'll be loving it as well, the spinners. Paras is on strike. Paras flicks it down to the onside. Will they go for the 2nd run? Little bit of miscommunication there from Divi and Paras. 22 for 1. But important spell for Bhavani.
I thought there could have been 2 there. Paras is very quick between the wickets. Maybe Divi had only called him through for the 1, even though it was a little bit of a chase from the close infielder backtracking to collect that ball.
Bhavani pushing it through, bowling to his field, not giving any room to the batter. Both the batters trying to make a little bit of room to play those shots towards the cover or backward point, as there is no protection whatsoever. 2 protection are long gone and deep square leg. Comes down the track, hits it very nicely. So they have got some momentum now. Paras gets his 2nd boundary.
Yeah, Paras, even though he's got his back to us, I could tell you right now, his eyes would have lit up when he saw where that was pitching on, and he gave a little dance down the wicket, and he's launched that straight as a die, and it's probably just bounced inside the line. It's gone just behind the sight screen there. A few people there just trying to find the pill. Good luck with that. They might find a couple of old ones back there. We tend to lose a lot in that area. But a lovely strike, lofted drive, perfectly safe too, as you say. There was no cover on the boundary all the way from pretty much deep mid-wicket all the way around on the offside. There's no one on the offside, no one straight. There was deep mid-wicket and someone a bit more squarer protecting on the legs. Obviously, the bowler was sort of canning it a little bit into the legs to cramp them up, so they're trying to protect the swipe across the line into cow corner.
Getting to the pitch of the ball is very important, and that's what Paras exhibited in the previous delivery. Will he do once more? No, he doesn't. The bowler has the last laugh. Brilliant from Bhavani. 1 shot too many once again for Paras, trying to repeat the same stroke, has lost his poles.
Incredible. We saw this error from the batsman so many times yesterday. I think I called it 5 or 6 times in match number 1, where a batsman would hit a boundary, looking very good with the boundary. He had a lusty strike for a 4 or a 6. Next ball tries to replicate it, completely misreads it, mispicks the ball, wrong shot selection, and loses their wicket. It was 5 or 6 times that happened yesterday, and it's happened again today. Piekarski really felt like he's thrown his wicket away there. Just unnecessary, picked the wrong delivery. But again, great bowling from Bhavani. Hats off for that. He kept it straight, and he's got his man.
And Phil, they say temperament is something that separates men from the boys. These are men not able to control it.
I think that's extremely well put, and I agree with that 110%. Yes. Yes. Need to be a bit smarter here, the batsmen. If they want to take this game away from the Hungarians, the Czech batsmen need to be a bit more clever. But it does bring one of the crowd favourites, Sudesh Wickramasinghe, the Beast, to the crease. He's coming in front of Arun. I feel like Arun has said to Sudesh, you know what, you haven't had a great weekend with the bat. Why don't you get out there and see what you can do? It's match number 3. I don't like to use the phrase dead rubber, but at the same time, let's see how Beastie goes.
Good delivery, straightening, and Sudesh was in double minds whether to defend or play, trying to knock it on the onside. A lot of things happened in this over. 5 overs gone, 27 for 2. Czech Republic slightly fumbling at this point in time.
It's 5 overs down. We're a quarter way through the innings, and yes, you're absolutely right. I think they're bubbling about, and to make things worse, looks like Abhishek Kedapal is going to come on. He's been given the task now of trying to sort things out. He's also known as the protractor around cricket world, as he has the very strange 45-degree run-up. It works for him, and that's what's important for him and his team, of course.
For me, it's the first time. Let's see what he's got. Abhishek.
Have you not seen him bowl before?
Oh, no, this is my first time.
Have a look at him measuring his run-up. It's like he's walking back to pavilion.
I've seen Dennis Lilly bowl in the highlights, but never seen Abhishek bowl. So it's got similar.
Here we go, the protractor, a nickname given to him by our friends at ECN. I think Vinny Sandu might have given that to him. He comes in at a strange old angle, straightens up at the last minute. Let's see.
First ball, full toss, got away there. Abhishek.
Yeah, he does tend to, his first over, he does tend to get him a little bit onto the leg stump. He can sometimes go for a few off his first over if he hasn't quite got his radar in line. I saw him yesterday in match number 1 go for a couple of big hits down the offside for 4 and 6.
This time, a lot of room for the batter, so he's bowling both sides of the wicket. Abhishek, first delivery down to the leg side, and fortunately didn't go for a boundary. So pressure is definitely on. 28 for 2. They have tightened the screws. Hungary don't want any pressure to be released at this point in time. Oh, he's too lucky there. Again, down the leg side, no protection whatsoever.
And I could just want to say a very ambitious shout there from the keeper. Kedapal, experienced campaigner, knew there was no chance for an LBW there. Yes, but the lack of protection on the leg side, fine. He definitely doesn't want to get on the pads because a leg glance. Oh, he does have protection down there. I didn't see just in front of the shed. Sorry, apologies. He does have a fine leg.
Sudesh goes for a single. Chance at the non-striker's end. And they will get a couple of runs for it. A lot of oohs and ahs. And they're not sure whether to take that single, but they've got 2.
It was a funny old throw at the stumps. I actually wasn't sure which end he was going for. I mean, it went way over the top of the bowler's end wickets, went nowhere near the striker's end, and in the end they picked up another overthrow.
And this is a better delivery. Good comeback from Abhishek. Sudesh is looking confident. As you mentioned, beast. And he will play a big part. And especially the way Bhavani is playing, the matchup is definitely on. The matchup is in his favor. He just needs to wait, just needs to calm himself down. Yes, we all know it's a power play that is going on. Just be there. And too close to cut, too close to cut. He is again repeating the shot that he would have played in the previous. Just defend.
That was a great delivery. Absolutely fantastic delivery. Bent his back a little bit, got a little bit extra bounce, pushed it through a bit quicker, just a smidge more sauce on that delivery, and left the batsman looking a little bit silly.
And tries to pull in the gap, and he will get a boundary. Welcoming boundary for Czech Republic. They will grab it with both hands. And they end the power play in some style. 6 overs, 36 for 2.
Yeah, Divi slightly miscued that. You might have heard that through the effects, mate. You could tell he hadn't middled that one, but he got well enough on top of that to get it over the boundary. A good strike means that, as the power play is over, 36 on the board. That's a run rate of 6. Pretty straightforward maths there. You don't need to be Einstein to work that one out. Still a big task to go. Still a bit of a mountain to climb. Still over 100 runs needed off the next 14 overs. So still a lot of work in front of these two batsmen.
Not all lost for Czech Republic, even though they have lost a couple of wickets. But luckily, Sudesh is still out there at the center. So this is the matchup that everybody is looking at. Bhavani, off spinner, matchup in the batter's favor. There is a long on. There is a mid-wicket as well. In fact, a deep square leg. The mid-wicket is in. Protection on the offside. Yes, there is. There's a deep extra cover.
Do you think Sudesh will go after him, or do you think he'll try to play him out? He's already had a quick look at him in the previous over, and we did see almost a false shot from Sudesh. So let's see how he handles Bhavani now.
I think the boundary on the offside towards the long off region is smaller, slightly shorter. First delivery darting down the leg side. I think he will bowl darts here.
Yeah, if he bowls the darts, that's probably not a bad idea, but he needs to make sure they stay off the leg, because if he darts on the leg and Sudesh is aware to it, that he's going to put that on the golf course.
Let's wait and watch. First, and he goes for a boundary down towards long leg. No protection whatsoever. Sudesh getting that boundary.
Now, that's exactly what I was talking about. If you're going to put it on Sudesh's pads, he will put you into the golf course. Not quite into the golf course there, but I tell you what, he was aiming for it. He was aiming for that. I think it's the 15th tee just over the grass there. And his eyes lit up when he saw that, and he stood back and he hoiked it. I think Bhavani needs to be careful here.
Sudesh just holding his nerves here. Takes another single. Bhavani has changed his angle. Couple of runs. Pressure back again towards the Hungary's dugout. In one delivery, it has costed almost 6-7 runs. So it's important for Sudesh. They have got runs from this over. Just play it out, but I don't think he thinks like us.
Now, if I was the captain of Hungary, I would have cause for concern there. Bhavani had to field that ball of his own bowling, and no one took the stumps at the bowler's end from the fielding team. That's a bit of rubbish fielding there.
Another terrible delivery down the leg side. He's lucky, Bhavani, that Sudesh has missed out, even though it's a wide couple of deliveries, and he has already conceded 8 runs. And he'll be smiling, that's for sure, because Sudesh has gone to the non-striker's end, and now he can squeeze a couple of dot deliveries in. Divi on strike. Divi decides to just knock it on the onside. Does a clever job, smart job. And Sudesh is back on strike. Excitement, once again, beckoning.
Yeah, he's just punched that nicely into the gap, hasn't he? That's straight out to the... There is a boundary rider out there. He's hit it to him, but it's a very easy single. That is a single for all day out there through the gap.
There he goes.
Wow.
That's huge.
That's massive.
Long and strong for 6.
Well, that's why he's called the Beast, and that's what he does. Sometimes he comes along and he can go cheap. Sometimes he comes along and he puts that ball into outer space. He's done the latter here. He has got all of that. It sounded perfect out of the middle of the bat. He's just resting on his bat now, watching the the desperate fielders and volunteers searching for that white potato out in the field there. I got a funny feeling we'll have to go for a new ball. What a lovely lofted shot.
It was all about who blinks first, and I think Bhavani has taken the pressure on him, because Sudesh is a big, strong lad, and when you're an off-spinner and you don't bowl that dusra, then you have very little chance of coming back. And if you're bowling arm deliveries, off spinners, top spinners, that just gets easy for the batter. And the way he struck the ball, and that was going a far long way. And as you mentioned, golf course, and if it would have been at the other side, it would have definitely gone for that. Will he come back? Strays down the onside. Fielder has to do a lot of work there. So this is a massive, gigantic over for Czech Republic. Almost all the momentum back on the batting side.
Yeah, Bhavani, who we were praising just in his previous over, he's come undone here, but it's the beast who's undoing him. Last ball of the over.
And even though his eyes lit up, it was a one more flighted delivery, but he's lucky to get a single. Bhavani will feel a sigh of relief there. 7 overs, 55 for 2. A huge over comes to an end. Czech Republic bossing at this point in time.
Yeah, you can see that last ball, Sudesh. I reckon his eyes lit up because the bat went in the back movement of the bat went up just a little bit higher as he brought it down, and he was looking to clobber that one. Ended up just grubbing it down the ground, but it still went pretty quick. This is the thing about Sudesh, isn't it? If you let him get away from you, he won't just get away from you. He will punish you, and he will grind you into the dust. We've seen it at a very high level at the ECC. I was there back in 2021 in Spain at Cardam Oval, and we saw Beast come out and make quick 550s like it was nobody's business. He does hold a world record in T20Is. He holds it as the fastest 100 scored in international T20s, along with David Miller, and I think it's is it Sharma from India who also holds it as well. So he's a joint record holder for the fastest 100. And he's no slouch with the bat. People have heard his name. He's got a story, and when you see it happening in front of you, you do realise that that's why he's called the Beast, and that's why he's a joint record holder.
Records galore for Sudesh, what he has done. As you mentioned, every single record. That is, in fact, quite commendable. 7 overs, 55 for 2. Abhishek, a team spending a lot on him to bring his side back to the contest. The previous over was one of the biggest so far in the 3 games. But Bhavani, he took some hiding, that's for sure, in the previous over. New over starts. Abhishek has the ball. And he just chips it. And he gets a boundary with some ease, with some disdain. That was a real slap from Sudesh. And making his presence felt.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? He's definitely picked up a gear. I think, honestly, I really believe he was put in front of Arun because Arun looked at him and said, Beast, you haven't got enough runs in this weekend. Get out there, turn on the entertainment, turn on the tap, see how you go.
And he has the presence of mind. He knew that the fielders will be in the circle, at the edge of the circle. So he just plays it with soft hands underneath his eyes and takes a single. 60 for 2. If they bat like this, it's going to be a cakewalk for them. Good comeback. Good comeback from Abhishek. And I think the best sheet in the house is Divyendra's, because 11 from 15, he just needs to rotate strike. That's it, young man.
He does. He needs to take it a page of Sudesh's book in terms of rotating the strike, which is what Sudesh has done. Sudesh, 23 after 10, so he's done really well. Divi just needs it. There we go. Good shot into the gap. They're running hard. I don't think there's going to be 2.
But the call was for 2 from Divi. But Sudesh was not interested whatsoever the way he is going. He just wants the strike back on him. He can bat the rest of the overs for Czech Republic and might score anything around 180, 200, even though they need to get 139 on the board to win. And down the leg side, not good stuff from Abhishek here. He's just losing the plot. And the pressure is also getting on him, because he knows that if he bowls in the offside, the way the previous shot was played by Sudesh, he will get knocked over. That's why he's just trying to string on the onside, and he has got a lot of protection as well. But it's kind of a negative thinking. Very good shot, just caressing it. Good walk there at the third man region. But Divyendra getting his eye in, and he's also feeling a lot of comfort out there because of one man, the Beast. 8 overs, 64 for 2. Czech Republic, Hungary have to do a lot of things to get back into the game.
Yeah, everyone just needs to take a breath right now and just realise what's happened in the last couple of overs. And, we talked about Czech Republic starting with a very stuttering start, and that's completely changed now. Sudesh has seen to that with his 10 deliveries that he's faced, is it? 11 deliveries now, is it? Yeah, 11 deliveries he's faced. He's on 23. He's a dangerous customer. We just explained before about the records that he holds and the kind of company he keeps when you talk about him at an international level. And Hungarians not sure where they can go here, but they need to sort of work something out how to contain him. Or this game could be over in a quick hurry.
But this is brave. This is, I mean, delightful from the skipper. I mean, having so much of, having such level of confidence in his bowler, the off spinner, even though he has gone for a lot of runs in his previous over, he knows that this bowler can get us wickets.
Yeah, I think the spinners and the slower bowlers have had more success this weekend, and I think that's why he's persisting with him. And if it costs them a few runs and they can get him, they'll take it.
Really, very, very good captaincy. Not afraid to introduce the bowler that was hit in the previous over. But first couple of deliveries, he has recharged, that's for sure, Bhavani. 1 for 26. His skipper believes in him, and that just gives a big spring on the step for the off-spinner.
Yeah, I think the Hungarians missed the trick there. They really want to keep Divi on strike. He's the one who's not the threat. He's the one who is sort of holding up one end while the damage has been done at the other end. And I think the Hungarian fieldsmen were a little bit back on their haunches there. Could have come in a little bit tighter, a little bit closer. And as you can see now, they're all backing off. All the infielders are still backing off to their limit at the 30-yard mark, trying to give Beast a lot of room. I don't know if that's really the right approach.
Beast will be looking for the big shot. No, he doesn't. He just taps it gently behind square to take a single. Abhishek slightly on the edge of the circle. But this is really good, very good stuff from Czech Republic. But the way Bhavani has bowled, you feel he has done a good job up until so far, because 4 deliveries on the money. And he waits and he's gone. Very, very good captaincy from the Hungary. And Bhavani, the man was hit and has a priceless comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. Credit where it's due. He's persisted. He's nagged at that offline. Divi, he was getting bogged down. He has kept one end going though, but he was just getting bogged down there and trying to hit out, and he's clipped it quite quickly, and a very sharp catch has been taken in the covers there by the Hungarian fieldsman. I couldn't quite see who took the catch, but a good catch nonetheless. But Bhavani, reward for effort and persistence paid off. And his captain will be happy. His captain should be the first one over and to give him a pat on the back to say, well done, you've done the right thing. Devendra Singh coming off from that. He's got a nice warm applause from the dugout here. And it brings the skipper, Arun Ashikaran, to the crease. And he and Sudesh are no strangers batting together. They have batted together many, many times in the past. Arun just showing Pistol Pete his bat to say this is regulation. I've not brought out a shaved piece of timber cut down from the mightiest oak in the forest. This is a legit bat.
And it's not an aluminium bat.
And it's certainly not an aluminium bat. Fans of Dennis Lilly will know what we're talking about there. The famous aluminium bat. If you haven't heard of that one, check it out on Wikipedia. Please Google it. So let's see, what can these two do now? These two, I've seen these two in devastating form in all forms of the competition. Let's see what happens with the skipper, with Beast, who's already off to a good start. See if the Czech Republic can push this one to a conclusion.
So 2 big players, 2 big giants of Czech Republic are at the crease. 67 for 3. Very good from Bhavani. Repaying the faith that the skipper showed on him. First delivery has been gently pushed back to the bowler. 9 overs, 67 for 3. Very good over from Hungary.
Yeah, very good over. They got their reward. They got their man. Devendra Singh, the opener, is back in the pavilion. They're going to need a couple more wickets to get some pressure onto these two batsmen who, as I said, have got a wonderful history batting together. Let's see how they go now. I think that the Czechs are pretty much in the driver's seat right now, but a couple of overs and a couple of wickets can prove us wrong very quickly. Arun, he's a smart customer. He's a very clever batsman. He's been around for quite a while now. He's been skipper of the national team for quite a while as well. He's definitely got the boys behind him all the way, and he has done ever since he first took over the captaincy a couple of years back. And he's a great guy too. Always got a smile on his face. Always very positive spin on things. And he's batting out there with the showcase, the star of the Czech cricket batting lineup, Sudesh Wickramasinghe. And I think this next over is going to be an interesting one. Let's see how we go.
11 overs left, 72 to get. Zishan, 99 on his back. First delivery, has got a good look of him. And he just pushes it towards the onside, takes a single. But important for Zishan not to leak runs. He's a new bowler. Arun is also the new batter. Arun will try to milk him for singles. But they should know, I think, now the pressure has to be on Czech Republic because you have to gather a lot of dot balls because Sudesh is at the non-strikers end. Even though Arun is a major factor, yes, he can go for the big shot. But at this point in time, Arun has only played a single delivery. So I think they have to screw things. Yes, Arun trying to just place it behind square. This is what is needed. Dot deliveries are very much needed for Hungary.
Yeah, totally agree there. The odds are definitely in the Czech Republic's favour. Zishan, he's a smart customer. He'll know how he needs to bowl this. He needs to keep the batsman guessing. He can't fall into a routine, into a specific rhythm, and he's got to not be too short. And whether he can get rid of one of these guys or whether he can pile on the dot balls, he needs to apply a lot of pressure here to make sure these batsmen are bogged down, and that's when the errors will come.
And Arun slightly circumspect at this point in time, just judging the wicket. Little bit of outswing there from Zishan. A little breeze out there, so that is just helping the fast bowlers. And Arun hasn't got his helmet on, so bouncer must be around the corner. That is driven quite handsomely. Just the sound of the bat was really good to hear.
Yeah, he's clipped that down the ground rather nicely, hasn't he? Looking for that single, just looking to push the ones and the twos if they can find them. The loose delivery will get put away. These two are so capable of destroying a loose delivery, and I'm sure the Hungarians are very aware of that.
That is toe end of the bat. No timing whatsoever. A little bit of misfield allows both the batters to take a single, even though slightly sloppy there from the backward point fielder. The captain not impressed once a bit.
Yeah, it came off the toe of the bat. Sounded like it came off the toe of the bat, but it went out like a rocket to the fielder there, he was actually checking his hands just then. He probably took it right into the meaty part of the hand, and that might sting for a few minutes.
Arun trying to place it, but that is a dangerous shot. If you can get a little bit of edge, you can lose your wicket. So put a price on your wicket. 10 overs, done 70 for 3 on the halfway mark of this game.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that sort of shot. Just sort of dangling the bat out there, trying to clip it away for a single backward a point. Very dangerous move. Very easy to get a tickle through to the keeper. You're the new batsman. You haven't really seen too much of the ball yet. Probably not the right shot, but you know what? I mean, I'm here commentating. It's always easy from the cheap seats. When you're out there doing the business, it's a completely different story. I always like to say, in Arun we trust. He's a seasoned campaigner, and he's been, like I said before, he's been a great skipper for the Czech team. And as we start the second half of the Czech innings in this run chase, Beast is going to take guard, and he gets his chance again against little Bhavani.
And this is important from Hungary's point of view, that Bhavani doesn't concede more than 8 in this over, because this is important. This is his final over. 5 deliveries to go. Bhavani Prasad. And it's a short delivery. He has pulled it behind square for a boundary. Much needed for Czech Republic. And Sudesh is just flying along once again. 27 he's on from 16.
Yeah, he got all of that, didn't he? Once again, he seems to be enjoying the pace of Bhavani. But if Bhavani is going to drift to middle and leg, and he's going to bowl a little bit short of a length, he's going to get punished.
A little bit of air in length. That's what good batters do. He clears it. Why do we have fielders here? Just put them out there.
Shot. For a moment, I thought the shed was going to come into play then. I thought he saw the open door to the one of the ground shed down there, and he thought, I'm going to put that in there. But it hasn't. It's bounced past it. It has been recovered. The ball's been recovered. But what a lovely shot from skipper there. Brilliant shot. Oh, sorry, that wasn't from skipper. That was from Sudesh. Sudesh again. He's just gone bash. And the scoreboard keeps ticking over.
And Phil, it was important because it was against the turn. And if you can hit the off spinner over long off for 6, that is just power, utter power for you.
It is pure power, isn't it?
And
Sorry, I was going to say, what can the bowler do here to bring this back? Well, that's what he can do. Zing it through a bit quicker, a little bit shorter, but cramped Beastie for room there. Couldn't get his shot in.
But Sudesh has the luxury to play dot deliveries because of the power he has. He can definitely make it up later part of the innings. But Sudesh just drills it. Everybody is a spectator here. And the fielder at deep cover was also a spectator. He didn't catch the ball. I think that was Avishek down there.
Was a bit slow to move there, was he? Just not sure whether he thought he was in play or not. But the ball isn't going across the ground in lightning speed, so there's every chance to chase it down. That's a very defensive beastie mode right there. Just playing it back to the bowler.
So it's 11 overs, 82 for 3. Czech Republic motoring along, 57 from the last 9. Phil, if I give you position, where do you want to stay in this Hungarian dugout or Czech Republic at this point in time?
Oh, I'm well and truly in the Czech dugout at the moment. I think, what was it, needed off 59, needed off 54? Is that where we're at? 57 or 54 deliveries. Yeah, I think I'm not a betting man. I don't do that sort of thing. It's that's something for the kids to do. I'm not a betting man, so I wouldn't be betting. But right now, I'd be happy to standing in the Czech dugout right now. I feel they've got their nose in front. They've got the two probably most experienced batsmen at this level, and I'm talking about international level, out there at the moment. They're looking good. Beast is in beast mode. He's striking the ball hard. That previous over, he had a couple of lovely shots for 4 and 6. No risk whatsoever. Arun is happy to play second fiddle to a man like Sudesh Wickramasinghe when he's in beast mode. And I think that's what you'll probably see. Zishan's going to come on again to try to disrupt the script. I'm not sure how he's going to go here, but he needs another tight over. He put in a lot of dot balls in his previous over. So there's every chance, but there's a lot of hard work here to be done from both teams.
And he's trying to flick it. They will get single eventually, even though there's a lot of confusion there whether to go for that or no. But 56 needed. But still, I believe there should be a little bit of faith and belief in the Hungarian dugout, because nothing is lost if they pick up at least one brings 2, they say. If they can pick up a couple of wickets, then some drama can definitely happen. We saw what happened in the first innings. And gently, soft hands from Sudesh. It's not all power. He has finesse as well.
He does. He's got a complete repertoire. It's the judgment of whether the soft hand shot's needed or the big bash is needed, and that happens early in his innings. You'll find that lately I've noticed that he does tend to sort of get a little bit not confused, but a little bit muddled in his shot selection in the early stages. Once he gets going, you see the confidence just sky high, and he rides on that confidence, and he can destroy bowlers very quickly.
Very good delivery. Very good delivery. Challenging the batter's outside edge and bowling that delivery around that corridor of uncertainty. But as you mentioned, when you have a lot of strokes, when you can play a lot of strokes like A.B. de Villiers, for example, so you tend to think which shot to play, because you can play this shot 50 different places. So you have to be the clarity of mind. That's where the clarity of a mind comes into play. Think like a monk. No, not this time from Arun, trying to fetch it around that off stump. Arun also has a lot of time to play these shots, even though the bowler is not that quick, but he's placing it remarkably well. The way he is playing it, a lot of languid nature in his batting.
Yeah, very good over this from Zishan. Very good over. Good bowling.
Arun getting an opportunity to take a single. He grabs it with both hands, and Sudesh 10 shy of his 50-40 from 22, even though the strike rate is below 200. The way he has played, the way he has galvanized his batting skill, he'll be looking for that half century. Nicely bowled from Zishan, bringing all his skills into play, rolling his wrist, and this was that off cut. And also Arun mentioned it at the batter's crease. 12 overs, 86 for 3, a productive over for Hungary. Czech Republic 86.
Yeah, very good over from Zishan. Then I'm very impressed with his bowling. He's keeping it nice and tight. He's cramping the batsman. He's keeping him to just to ones, and there's the occasional dot ball in there. That to me is doing the job. That's cramping the batsman up. So the batsmen have to think, right, so this over I can't get after him because I'm not getting a loose delivery. I've got to go after the next bowler. And the Hungarians will know that. They'll be thinking, okay, we've cramped them up. These are free-flowing batsmen. They're going to want to go the bosh. So how do we bowl to them? How do we place the field? These would have been discussions they would have had well before this game about how to approach these two batsmen. So Zishan doing the job, really doing the job by his team. Very good bowling.
We're talking about the fight back from the Hungarian team. Last 2 overs, no boundary whatsoever. So Arun is slightly falling behind, 2 from 9. And Shudesh just punches it with ease straight to the man. The dot ball percentage increases every single time they play a dot. So little bit of ray up hope for the fielding side. But still they have to string a lot of dot deliveries together here. Acres of spaces on the offside. It's a short delivery. Shudesh will feel he has missed out there, but it was very slow off the pitch.
Yeah, the Czechs really do want to win this. They would love to get a clean sweep. I think it's been, I can't remember if they've ever had a clean sweep in a Central Europe Cup before. That might be the first time. So they are starting to sort of see this as a very big opportunity here against a Hungarian team who haven't quite hit their strides here. They haven't quite nailed the batting and bowling as they did in the ECI a couple of weeks ago. But that's okay. That's okay. Both teams equally matched, and the Czechs will definitely win this, which is probably why the bowling's gotten a bit tighter in the last few overs. As you say, we haven't seen a boundary for a few deliveries now, and I think the Czechs are probably thinking, we still want to win this, we want to win it well. We don't want to lose a wicket going for the rash shot.
The Czechs have dominated so far, as you mentioned. Whitewash is definitely beckoning, and that's what you do if you play at your home ground. Everything favors you, but the angles are very important, I feel, and the Czechs have understood the little margins, and they have been on the front foot every single time. That is smart. That is smart from Shudesh. That is experience for you. He just knocks it, takes couple of runs. Remarkable stuff from the right-hander.
Yeah, exceptionally good bit of work there. Punched it down the ground to where a fielder was on the boundary line, who might have been a little bit slow out of the blocks, not realising that no one else was going to get around to it, and he himself had to come and get it. By the time he was even close to the ball, they'd already turned for the second, and they ran hard for it. Very good work from both batsmen there. Turned that 1 into a 2.
Shudesh will once again fancy strokes on the offside. And he turns it down to the onside because a lot of protection are there on the onside. And the offside, they feel that Shudesh is slightly weak. That's what the Hungarian captain feels. But nothing else matters at this point in time. The way Czech Republic are playing, the way they have shown their batting skills on display has been on cue. 91 for 3 after 13 overs.
It's not too bad. 91 for 3 after 13. 7 overs still to come, and still a few runs needed. The run rate is still thereabouts. This has been a pretty well measured run chase. 3 wickets down only. So Czech Republic, I still feel they're in the box seat. I think Hungary need to get a wicket or two in the next 2 overs to feel like they're in with a shot here. Otherwise, I think this game is going to drift away from them. I think Czechs have got a bit too much firepower and a bit too much finesse to lose the game from here, unless Hungary can get a breakthrough in this over. If someone's going to get it, it's going to be Zishan, who's steaming in now.
Zishan attacking the stumps. That's what you need to do when you're bowling to a very powerful all-rounder like Shudesh, who just punches it. Even his punch goes towards long gone and mid-wicket, who are deep. So much of power, so much of intent. Arun stuck in the mud. Arun gets a reprieve. He just glides it behind square. And the fielder will get around, but will just give a little bit of breathing space for Arun as he takes a couple of runs. It's a very good time for batting, Phil.
It is a good time for batting. Just as a bit of a cloud passes overhead, but that's okay. It's just cooling things down a little bit. It's been a lovely day for cricket here. There's a nice breeze, constant breeze here at Vinor coming across. And it's a good time to bat. See the ball very well. You're in a good position. There's a bit of confidence about the batsman right now. But that's still very good bowling from Zishan. Hats off to him. He's really toiled this afternoon to try to put the brakes on here. If he'd had support from the other end, this could be a bit of a different story, maybe even a different game. But unfortunately, he's kind of missed out on that support. But he himself is bowling a brilliant spell here.
Arun goes big. Arun will get a single. And it was a powerful strike again.
It went out like a bullet, didn't it?
Yeah. And it's just a punch. He didn't try to hit it. It was just a punch. But Arun is into his groove. Even the first 5-6 deliveries, he was slightly edgy, but he has come back in good fashion. It is full toss. He needs no second invitation as he gets to his 50. Magnificent scenes here. Shudesh brings up his 50 in grand style.
That's a 50 for Sudhesh.
And it was outside the off stump, Fuller. And Zishan, you've been pumping him up, but, you know, he has made a big mistake by bowling a full toss.
Trying to subtly call out, that is a 50. Well done, Sudhesh. Well done. Big cheer from the crowd. Well, from the Czech crowd. Took them a while to realise what we're trying to say, I think, but they got the message eventually. Even the scorers were trying to tell them it's a 50 for Sudhesh. Get off your backsides and give him a cheer. And deserved, well, really deserved. Taking the game away from the Hungarians has Sudhesh, which is something he's always been capable of doing. It's the brutality of his batting. That's what makes him the beast.
But that was very, very good innings. Under pressure, he came 6 overs. They were around 36 for 2. At the other end, nobody was going. So he had to do every bulk of scoring. And the way he has managed to take singles and the way he has gone for those big shots, timely big shots, he has understood the situation, what the situation demands. He has grabbed it with both hands. Brilliant exhibition of power hitting with a lot of finesse.
I think it sounds like we've got a lost ball. Pete's looking for the second best looking ball out of the box. I remember going to local discos as a teenager and asking for the second best looking chick in the crowd. Never go for the best one, always go for the second best one. You know, got to play to your strengths, as I used to be told.
One shy of the 3-figure mark. Czech Republic 40 from 37. The match is almost in the bank. The current run rate 7.16. The required rate 6.49. It has been a great display of batting. And 100 comes up for Czech Republic. Fire that wide. And well deserved.
Comes up with a wide. How ironic. Yes, and also of Zishan, who I've been giving a heap of praise and said for me, I think he's been the best bowler. Bhavani, he's toiled, but he has gone for a few too many. I think Zishan for me has been the pick of the bowlers from the Hungarian team today. Good variation. Unfortunately, bowls another wide just as I speak, and that's commentator's curse for the second time that you and I have been talking here. So there you go.
Oh, Phil, you have put the mockers on. That's for sure. Zishan must be thinking, okay, commentator praising everybody with me. Now he feels like a lone guy.
Okay, let me turn the tables here and tell you, if I say this, I bet he'll get a wicket. I think Zishan's bowling has been a bit ordinary in the last couple of deliveries. I'm not sure he can carry this through. Oh, I tell you what, that was a fantastic delivery. That could have almost gotten under the bat and rattled the stumps.
The Oracle. 14 overs, 101 for 3.
Oh, no. You imagine if that had gotten under the bat. Sudhesh would have walked off, and me being the guilty person I would have walked over and said, let me explain to you what happened there. I talked him up, then I talked him down, then he got the wicket. That's commentator's curse in reverse. Bosh.
That was close, you know. Just a couple of bounces.
It really was. There we
It's
go.
a funny game, yeah?
It's terrific. So 14 gone. 101 on the board. By my calculations, that means we need another... Sorry, Czech Republic needs another 38. 38 off 6. So 38 runs from 36 deliveries with the two-gun batsmen at the crease who are looking pretty set now in their ways, looking pretty good. I'm not sure what Hungary have got in the drawer anymore to try to sort this thing out, but they're going to fight it to the end because they always should. And any team worth their salt will always fight it out to the last ball.
The skipper introducing a lot of new faces at the bowling crease. This time it's Ali. His first go in the second innings. Crucial game. Czech Republic taking on Hungary at Vinor Cricket Ground. Third game. Czech Republic already ahead 2-0 up in the series. It'll be Arun on strike. And good delivery. Beautiful delivery. Gentle outswing. Arun just looks at the bowler and gives him a wry smile.
Yeah, see, it was... I think he was caught a bit on the crease there and just dangled the bat out and tried to follow it through. But I'm not sure what he would have achieved from that apart from maybe a little nick behind. Yeah, very good delivery.
Edge and gone.
And there it is.
That was the wicket they were looking for. And is the door of opportunity has opened up for Hungary.
I reckon it probably has, yeah. I mean, from our vantage point here, we saw that delivery come through. We heard the nick. We saw the deviation. And well taken by the keeper as well. Let's make sure he gets the praise. So Arun has come in. He's steadied things with Sadesh. He's done the job. I bet he wanted to be there at the end. It does open the door ever so slightly for the Hungary team to mount a bit of a fight back here. They've got a lot of work to do. But hey, as we say in cricket, look, if you're chasing, you're still got to get those runs. Doesn't matter who's at the crease. Doesn't matter what the run rate required is. You're still got to get the runs. And for me, that's the bottom line. There's still work to be done.
And the opposition must have loved to see the back of Sudesh, but doesn't matter. Arun was also a big factor of the game. They have got rid of him. Now it's the new man. Still, he will face a couple of dot deliveries. If you can bring in the fielders, squeeze singles in. Pressure right back. At the Czechs, 101 for 4. Still 38 from 34. You never know. You're chasing a total which is a little bit dicey, as mentioned by Phil. 128 in the previous game. This one, 138, 139 the target. But persistent, giving you a wicket there. Ali not trying to do anything else, sticking to the basics and getting the right. Again, outside the off stump, he's generating good little bit of pace here. Ali has got his tails up, wicket behind him, everything going in favour.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say I've seen Sazib Bulyan in action. He's a great player. He's a lovely striker of the ball, but he's very aggressive. He doesn't tend to have many other gears apart from go hard or go home. Oh, there you go. He actually blocked it. Well, there you go. There again is how I say one thing and a different thing happens. Yeah, Sazib is he's a great striker of the ball, and you saw in the previous ball to that he did go for a bit of a swipe across the line. When he connects, it does stay connected. But Czechs need to be careful here. They don't get too carried away by thinking we can bash our way to victory. They can finesse this game to victory.
He's not done, fielder, and it's a wonderful take. One for the ages. Flinging himself to his left and taking an absolute screamer.
What a brilliant outfield catch. That's the best catch we've seen of this weekend. That was a brilliant catch. He had no right to take that catch. He had no right whatsoever. Sazib cannot believe how he's holed out there. He cannot believe what he's done. And I hate to say it, but I can believe what he's done because I called it. I said, you watch this guy Sazib. He's got it in his mind that he can bash his way to victory. There was no need for that. There's no need whatsoever. The Czechs have to be really careful here. And I hope Beast gets over to the new batsman and explains to him to say, look, don't you worry about the bash. I'll go the bash. You worry about being the finesse. You be the finesse. That's how we win this game.
And Phil, we go back. One brings two. So that's what just happened here. And he had no right to take that catch with this kind of outfield. You're putting your body on the line. It was unimaginable.
No, absolutely right. That I didn't see who the fieldsman was who took it out there, but I want to go over and give him a pat on the back when he comes in. You know, to take that catch, you need permission slips. You need to get documentation done, stamped in triplicate and certified by a notary. You can't just go out and do that. That was a beautiful catch. Made all that ground and snaffled it. And Sazib, dangerous Sazib Boyan, comes in and says, goodbye, I'll see you later.
Absolute screamer. Definitely Hungary are back at it. And very follow-up delivery. What an outstanding over from Ali. Couple of wickets, maiden over. That is something incredible to see. 15 overs, 101 for 5. Czech Republic in 2 minds at this point in time.
Yeah, new batsman Riaz Afridi comes in. I think he and Beast will have a little chat about how they want to go with this. For the Czechs' sake, Afridi will need to listen to his counterpart, who's been there for quite a while now, and make sure he doesn't lose his head, doesn't need to go the bash. The game is in their control. The run rate is not ridiculous. 1s and 2s will get it from him. If Beast is there to hit the occasional boundary, so be it. And if Beast wants to hit the occasional 6 or 4, so be it. If he's there to hit it, he can do it. He's in form, he's seen the ball well, and he just needs support from the other end. Sazib unfortunately didn't see it that way, and put a little bit of a shake into things. 2 wickets in the over. Ooh, you know, suck in the breath, dry the teeth with the air coming through. This game still isn't over, still a bit to play.
When your name is Afridi, I don't think singles exist. And trying to take us, streak a single, chance of a run out. And he makes it home. Lot of temperature rising up here at Vinor. Suddenly, things happening for the opposition, the fielding side.
I got to say, that underarm effort from the fielder in close there wasn't great. It went over the stumps by a good 1.5 meters. It was not a good underarm effort. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't sort of reel the arm back and have a proper shot at the stumps. He could have had his man. As it is, single. Very quick single. Dangerous. It brings Afridi on to strike. Let's see how he handles the bowler.
Riaz Afridi has the willow. And edge. That just flies. Brilliant walk once again. But too vain. As they get a timely boundary here. Some amount of pressure released for Czech Republic.
Oh, you got a feel for the fieldsman out there. Thought he just made such a superhuman effort to get to it, but he's tripped over his own feet and he's carried it over the line for a boundary. But Riaz, streaky in his shot. Maybe that shot was there. Not sure. I'm not sure that they need to be playing those sort of strokes. They cannot afford to lose another wicket now. Start leaving it for the tail enders to get you over the line is spelling trouble.
And that's what the coaches say. When you slash hard, that's what Afridi did in the previous occasion. And that is once again spooned up in the air behind square. Luckily, there is no man. And he will get a single. But a little bit of nerves there from
It's a
Afridi.
strange old shot for a single, isn't it? Just to spoon it up like that. Yeah, that's a rather bizarre shot. I'm sure there's better ways to get a single to get Sadesh on strike than to play it like that. But as it is, 1 run brings Sadesh on strike, who's into his 50s, striking the ball beautifully.
Now the whole Czech Republic wants this man to hit it out of the park. But he's just controlling himself. For the last 5 deliveries, he has not looked on his own. And again, this is good bowling. Even though Sudesh is defending it, rising off the length.
It is very good bowling, and Sadesh, being the experienced campaigner, he's paying due respect to the bowler who's putting it in the right place. That's a sign of good batsman. He's picking the bad balls and he's blocking out those very good deliveries. Yeah, Sadesh playing a really good innings here.
And I think Sudesh has decided back of his mind that I am going to be the man who wins it for his side. I'll be there down to the wire. I think it's just a matter of his mind to play 20 overs. That's what he does. He takes a single with utter ease and will not rotate strike. Actually, he will take a single, but there is 1 delivery to go. But I think he has given a full license to Riaz to go for the big shots. At the other end, he's patrolling that the other side. It's a good amount of batsmanship over there.
Yeah, clever work from Sadesh to get down the other end. Don't wait to the last ball. Go now. Riaz is a handy batsman. We've seen that. hopefully he's had a word in his ear which says, look, if you're going to go the bash, make sure you hit the cover off it. Don't go half-assed.
Oh, down the leg side. He followed the batter there, straying down to the leg side. Cardinal sin at this point in time when we're bowling deliveries down to the onside. And if you look, there was no protection down there. So just a little bit of inside edge just brings you 4. And he's bowling with good, rapid pace, is Avitesh.
Yeah, I think Afridi was looking for that gap exactly. Bit of cat and mouse there. I think the bowler got onto it pretty quickly. Afridi moved probably a bit too early, split second too early. Let's see how this one goes.
Afridi goes big. Afridi goes out of the ground. That is a fantastic strike. And as you mentioned, when you're Afridi, you can do anything.
That is license to kill if you're in Afridi, that's for sure. We see it every time we see someone with that name. What a massive blow that is. Almost turned himself inside out to hit that one over the deep extra cover boundary for a massive 6 heading out towards the golf course. That was a massive hit. So yeah, Afridi does the job, takes the score up to 115. There are still 24 runs needed from 24. So there we go.
And he threw the kitchen sink at it. He saw the delivery was outside my off stump. I will go for the big hit. And it did. And the connection, as you mentioned, over extra cover, one of the most difficult shots in the book.
It was a great hit, and he threw everything into that one, and you could tell as soon as it left the bat, you knew that was going to carry all the way.
So 6 and over needed. I think Czech Republic will be looking at this. Might be finishing in 3 overs with the rain coming in. You never know. Here at Prague, you can never predict what's going to happen. This time, Sudesh just swings it quite freely, and he will get a boundary. So he's trying to finish it off very quickly here.
Yeah, that was a lovely strike. Fine enough to get past the fine leg, who's inside the 30-yard circle. Once it got past him, though, it ran away quite nicely. The field, as the day goes on, the field has gotten a little bit quicker. The outfield is running a lot more smoother now, and the field had no chance of catching that one.
Sudesh, beautiful shot. This time, a handsome stroke on the back foot. Abhishek has to do a lot of job out there. They will go for the 3rd run.
Trouble.
Sudesh was trying, that's for sure. Sudesh has got a lot of energy left, even though he has played 35 deliveries.
Where did Sudesh get that energy from? He went halfway down the track before he realised that Riaz hadn't moved a muscle. No, he hadn't even looked like going for another run. I think he sat back and said, look, mate, you want to finish this? You be my guest. There's a player of the match award for you if you can. Go and do it.
This is box office stuff from Sudesh so far. Sudesh goes big. Sudesh goes huge, humongous, gigantic. Oh, add whatever you want. I'm running short of adjectives here.
That is massive. Absolutely massive. He's not just thrown the kitchen sink of that. He's broken into the bathroom and used the bathroom itself as a device to smack that ball out of the ground. It's into the tall grass. Beware of the creatures that live out there, people. There's also, and beware of the extra balls we've lost out there as well. That was a massive strike from the Beast. Absolutely massive. Beast Mode has clearly been activated, and he is entertaining the crowd here. His friends in the dugout have got massive smiles on their faces. He cannot be stopped when he's in this frame of mind.
It was in his arc and it went out of the park. That's what we can sum it up in a nutshell. Still 12 runs to get. They are trying to finish it in this over. So 3 deliveries to go, 12, and you're no stranger. If you're Sudesh, you can do whatever you can.
Just want to say a big shout out to Shohan Mahmood in the chat, who's very happy that Czech Republic are looking for a big win here. Big fan of Czech cricket. Good to see you in the chat. Thanks for joining us. And thanks to everybody in the chat who's joined us today and over the weekend. Wonderful to have your company and your comments. And stick around at the end of this because you will see the presentation. There'll be a couple of awards from here to give out. We'll be streaming that as well. So please don't switch off with the last ball being pummeled to wherever the part of the ground it is. We will have a presentation happening after this.
Sudesh, very, very easy for him just to take one more single and 65 from 38. This is excellent batting. He knows that the fielders are back there, almost everybody has given up. So it's time for him just to rotate, strike, and show a little bit of class here. Afridi doesn't mind to throw the kitchen sink, and he is at the top of his gear, 5th gear. He doesn't know anything else.
I got to tell you though, when it comes to Riaz Afridi, he's somebody who you cannot say doesn't move his feet. He's dancing on the crease as the bowler is about to deliver the ball, and the bowler is just, I don't know what goes to the bowler's head when that happens. Watch his feet again. There he goes, steps out, and he misses anyway, but it was a wide ball. So he's probably putting the bowler off because the bowler's trying to keep it away from the slashing blade of Afridi, who doesn't mind putting the front foot out in front of the off stump and outside off, as though to say, I'm going to get to the pitch. Even before you've released the ball, I'm going to get to the pitch where I think you're going to put it. How's that for confidence?
Well, so far he has done a great job. Slow delivery doesn't matter. It's up in the air. Brilliant bit of catching continues for Hungary. And one more wicket for Ali. Very good spell. These are some incredible catches, even though we are coming the back end of the innings.
Yeah, that was an amazing catch. That's another one of the you don't have permission to take those catches sort of effort. Brilliant effort, made a lot of ground, had his counterpart coming in from the other direction, which can very quickly put you off. So Afridi has holed out down the ground, probably just inside the boundary line. From here, we can't really see exactly where it would have landed. But the bottom line is that he's been caught on the boundary line. He has to go. He's given us a bit of fireworks. He's given a bit of impetus to this innings. He's pushed the Czech team closer to the win, but it does bring out another batsman who is now marching the crease. Who's that new batsman coming out?
And also, it was back of the hand slow delivery. So Afridi was expecting a seam up, but it was really very well disguised. And Ali, you have to give your hats off because the way he's keep on fighting and fighting, even though there is little bit of hope left. But he has been a rising star for Hungary. 3 for 15. And he has just taps it towards fine leg for one more single. And that is the end of one more over. 17 overs gone. 131 for 6. Czech on the verge of victory. Just 8 runs needed.
Yeah, Ali has bowled well. He's impressed us. He's come on. He's collected 3 wickets. You could almost say he's bought the wickets, but he hasn't spent too much money buying the wickets. He's managed to pick them up with people going for the big hit, and they just haven't got their timing right. The back of the hand in that over fooled the batsman, Riaz Afridi, who we know can hit the cover off a ball. He just couldn't quite time it properly. He looked ruefully at the bottom of his bat as he walked off at the toe, but I think he was just beaten in the air. I don't think it was a case of that came off the toe of the bat. Maybe down the bottom of the bat, maybe he didn't quite get it, but that came down to you just misreading the ball.
And he was surprised with the bounce there. He was not in a position to play that shot. He was just hurried there, the batter, even though he just gets a single. But you're talking about Ali's bowling skills and the spell. Bearing that delivery to Arun, that just was a rip snort of a delivery on the outside edge. Apart from that, he has been lucky. He has not spent more bucks to buy the wickets. But 3 for 15, you'll take any day of the week.
I'd be happy with 3 for 15. Yeah, and the new batsman in who just played that hook shot more out of preventative measure than anything else. That was Sahil Grover, someone who's been around Czech Cricket for quite a while now. One of my friends from the Bohemians. Sudesh now, maybe he might finish it off.
Oh, Sudesh is walking. He has got little bit of feather, and a wonderful innings comes to an end. Sudesh take about 65. He scores from 39. And under pressure, he has come out trumps.
He has, and that is a wonderful take from the keeper as well. Quick to appeal. They thought he had something on it, and Sudesh, being the sportsman he is, he also agreed. He walked. He knew he'd got a little tickle on that one, and his fine innings comes to an end. Match-winning innings for mine. They're still going to get those few runs over a few deliveries. Sudesh having a quiet word to Naveed Ahmed, who's the new batsman coming in. But Sudesh, he's going to get a very generous round of applause as he walks towards his camp. Listen in, very well batted. 65 in the end, was it? With some big hitting. He's come good in this competition with a wonderful effort. Massive round of applause from his teammates. There's going to be a lot of pats on the back there. Well played, sir.
Still, Phil, we have to wait till the fat lady sings. So 7 from 16, you never know. 7 wickets down.
Well, that's just it. You still got to get the runs. Doesn't matter what the run rate is now. You still got to get the runs.
And Naveed is the new man. He'll be taking the strike, but incredible innings from Shridesh, and the sportsmanship he showed, even though they didn't go for that appeal in a very big manner, but the umpire was also slightly at the batter's side, but very well done. 132 for 7, and Avitesh 1 for 22. He has also really bowled well. He has been bowling in the power play as well, generating good amount of pace. He's just slightly losing his line and maybe just trying to be too greedy there.
Yeah, Naveed Ahmed, the new batsman, he's an experienced customer. He was MVP in this competition last year, in the Central Europe Cup 2022. He bowled out of his skin last year and he batted very well as well. I've seen him at the ECL and the ECC in Cardamom, where he can bat and bowl. He's obviously known for his bowling, very good temperamental spin bowler, but he's handy with the bat, and he would be wanting to see his team over the line in the next couple of overs.
Naveed just pushes it and guides it towards third man. That's a good shot for a batter batting a number 9, getting your front foot forward, just playing to the coaching manual.
It is very clever, and he picks off the single. They can do this in singles. Doesn't even have to be a single out of every ball. They can do this in singles here and there. They've got plenty of time. They don't need to lose their heads, and they don't need to be going for the big swipe. Obviously, if it's a loose delivery and it's wide and short outside the off stump, they may want to have a hoik. There's no protection past the infield on the offside. Just pointed that out. There are no boundary riders out there.
5 needed, 1 big hit. And trying to squeeze it between 2 fielders. Not able to manage it, but still a single that is very much on.
He had the right idea. He did exactly what I thought he might do. Try to place it through the infield on the offside. If he goes more square, as the plane goes overhead, directly overhead, if he places it more square, he's going to get it through the infield and he's going to end up getting a boundary, and that could be game.
Now almost everybody coming inside the 30-yard circle. Now they are trying to buy a wicket here. 4 runs away, Czech Republic, from smashing Hungary in this series, 3-match series, and he defends with full authority. Naveed is just playing himself in here.
Yeah, it's now to the point of just 1 loose delivery and it's all over, she said. So Naveed, smart customer. Sahil Grover, he's been around the traps for quite a while. 2 very experienced players here. I would expect these 2 to see this off in singles. But if there's a loose delivery and Naveed gets a hold of it, he could punch it through the covers. There's a massive gap there in the covers. Once he gets it past that infield, it could roll away. On the leg side, there is no protection deep on the leg side. They're all in there saving singles because they think this is how the tail will try to do it in singles. Through the gap. Ooh, tell you what, you leave the bat out there, it will get a nick if you keep that up. Need to be so careful there. The bowler knows it. It wasn't close, but the idea was there.
But the excitement is still on, because even though that was a delivery which is going away from the right-hander, 18 overs, 135 for 7, only 4 needed. Sometimes it can also be little bit difficult because you have got all the fielders inside the circle you need to clear, or you have to chip it over them. So this time, who will it be? Will it be Naveed or Sahil? Who will you put your monies on?
Well, Sahil is facing. Let's have a look at the field setup. I think they're going to go with the same attacking approach of having all the fielders up saving 1. Try to do a cordon on both the leg side and the offside to try to stop that single. But if they can punch it through or punch it over, and that's what the bowler needs to be aware of. If he puts it too short, the game's going to be over.
Game is over in some style as Sahil slaps it towards mid-wicket. A famous win for Czech Republic. They win the series, take the cup away 3-0. It has been a proper bashing from the Czechs.
And when you're right, you're right. I said that just as the bowler came in. He's going to be so careful not to pitch it short. Sahil Grover, too smart, too good, and he has just bashed it over the infield. Too easy in the end. And a very comprehensive win here. Didn't have it all their own way, absolutely not. And all credit to the Hungarians for putting up a very good fight. just a few runs short in the end due to some very good bowling of the Czech Republic in the initial innings there. Wonderful stuff, though. Wonderful stuff from both teams, both camps. Game played in very good spirits. There's a lot of handshakes going on in the middle there. Obviously, when they all come back in, there's going to be a lot of hugs and handshakes with the Czech team. I'm looking over at them now. They're already hugging. There's a lot of man love over there. They really enjoy playing their cricket. They love it when they win. Big smiles. Sudesh conquered the innings with a massive 65. Went out in the last couple of balls this innings. It's a shame he didn't carry his bat through. But the two batsmen, Sahil Grover and Naveed Ahmed, successfully get the Czechs over the line to the round of applause of their team, and the Hungarians trudge off as well.
A famous win, and the character shown by both the sides has been quite incredible. The way they have, Hungary have played their cricket in, but the Czechs have gotten up and they have performed incredibly well. And that's a wrap, but when we come back, you will have the presentation ceremony with our beloved Phil.
We're going to get ready to do a presentation ceremony here. We'd love it if you can stick around. We're going to stream the presentation ceremony. There's going to be Man of the Match awards. We're going to see the cup presented as well. Love it if you can stick around. Thank you ever so much to everyone in the chat who's commented. A couple of people I haven't seen for a few years turned up in the chat this weekend. So good to see you again. A couple of regulars turned up in the chat. Luke Belgium, one of them. Great to see you again here, sir. And a whole bunch of others. I can't call them out now because there are so many to talk about. But your support has been fantastic. Derek Anderson's just dropped in to say well done, Czech Republic. Great finish to a fantastic series. Absolutely, Derek. Thanks for joining us. We hope you might have seen the previous games as well. Frantic as well. Great to see you. Haven't seen you for a few years, mate, but it's good to see you drop in. Shohan Mohammed, to look there. You joined in as well. The Czechs have won, and that's going to put a smile on your face as well. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Stick around. There will be a bit of a speech and presentation. We're just getting that set up now. Don't go away. This was a fantastic win, though. And 3-0 whitewash. So Hungary, we thank Hungary for the competition, of course. They've journeyed up from Budapest and they've come to play T20I for the first time in a while, and they've put in a good show. But putting in an even better show is the Czech Republic team, and they are quite happy about that. And they're having a bit of a get-around right now. Having a bit of a get-around, which is really good to see. We're just getting our set up for the presentation, so bear with us. And, yeah, they're very ecstatic, very excited. So we'll hope to get back to you with the man of the match. The man of the match in Game 2 was Sabwan Divisi, so he's going to be picking up an award for that. And the man of the match in Match 3, I think it might be a foregone conclusion to suggest it was Beast. It's still being tabulated as I'm looking at the umpires. Probably is the word. But stick around and see who it was. You never know who it might have been. So, yeah, Arun Ashikaran, for the second year in a row, is going to be accepting the Central Europe Cup 2023. He's going to be a very happy person indeed when he accepts that. Second time, he's going to be accepting it with his coach, Charles Crowder, who's done a fantastic job with these guys here. The Czech team ecstatic, very ecstatic about this win. We weren't too sure the Central Europe Cup was going to get put on this year, but there was a lot of effort done behind the scenes, particularly by Dan Casey and the crew at GMKS, Venkatesh and myself also helping out there in the operations. And we got there. We've played it. We've enjoyed it. We thank our partners. We thank our sponsors, Tabella, big sponsors of Czech Republic. We thank the Prague City Council for getting behind us with helping with funding. They've been fantastic too. We thank the volunteers at the ground. We thank the administration from Hungary and the administration from Czech Republic for putting on this event. This has been absolutely fantastic. We hope you've enjoyed the cricket as well. And in a moment, we're going to find out who was the player of the match. And we're going to have a really good speech, obviously, to congratulate. Czech Republic are very happy, very motivated. I can't wait to get over there and get a few hugs as well. Got my wife here is the chief photographer today. He's also asking me for a hug. I'll get to you in a minute. Don't go too far. Yes, and I've got to say a big thank you to my fellow commentator, Shiboy, who's come along out of the blue and said, hey, can I commentate? And he's done a fantastic job. We thank you for your participation. Thank you very much, sir. And we're going to switch over to Dan Casey, who's going to say a few words in a few minutes and present some trophies and say some nice things about some nice people. And there it is, the massive, that's incredibly, that cup is actually quite massive, isn't it? That's the Central Europe Cup, the large one. That's the one that stays in the Czech Republic. The smaller cup next to it is the take-home, the one that goes in the trophy cabinet. Then there's the MVP of the series. Who do you think should get MVP? Well, that's up to the umpires and the scorers to discuss, to figure that one out. And, of course, the 2 gold player of the match. Obviously, Sub-1 Divizia will get his, and who will get theirs? Maybe it'll be Sadesh. I'm not too sure who's going to score with the player of the match, but we'll see. Please stick around. There's going to be a few words. There's going to be a bit of a presentation. We're looking forward to that. So please stick around. You can see the Czech boys getting their photos taken. They're a happy mob. The happy mob from Prague, and of course a few players from Brno down the road as well. Good to see. There's the big cheer. They're so happy with that. That's really good to see. So, as the teams are coming into the huddle now, will be the presentation of the trophies. I think Renata, my wife, just introduced herself to Charles Crowder, the coach of the successful national team, trying to organise some photos. She's got the camera in her hands. But look at those trophies. That massive Central Europe Cup trophy. That's the trophy that could be seen from outer space. You've heard of the Great Wall of China? Well, the second thing is, of course, that trophy.
So could you just, do you have any charger there?
Saba in the first match, and then
Okay, bro. Can I just?
and then we have the tournament MVP. And that's a secret. Okay, fair enough. What you were talking to me about earlier,
Yeah, sorry, I ran off.
I don't agree with you. I think he's got some sort of flick. He delays his action. It's coming from the shoulder. I tell you what, I do think he's dodgy, and that's their spinner.
Yeah.
I definitely, he's definitely on the verge. Saba with his man of that. Okay, then I'll do Sudesh, and then we leave it to the others, to Dan to do the rest of the play. Yeah. You got a staple gun. Bang, 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 bang. Bit Heath Robinson, but never mind.
Right, apologies guys. Thanks for joining us. I know you're eager to get off. Thank you so much to the Hungarian team for the long journey here, and I know you've got a long journey back. Thanks to Hungary. It was a great weekend of cricket. We had three great T20I matches with the Czechs coming out on top. On to our first match from today. We had a thriller. It ended with a tie and the Czechs winning on the super over. The player of the match was Sabawoon with 50 from 36. And for the last match, the beast was awakened. We had Sudesh with 65. I do have to thank our fantastic sponsors for the weekend. We have Prague City. Apologies about the banner, but we are working on it. There's a lot of wind to deal with around here and a lot of difficulties, but thank you to Wintech for providing our kit and our equipment. Thank you to Tabella for all their support. And thank you to Rangoli for providing a fantastic lunch that we had today. And yeah, our fantastic ground staff helping out in every which way. Give a shout out to DJ and the crew. The Czech Red Cross, we had Mr. Rack with us today looking after the injuries. got Holden and Ratul and the whole crew doing the live streaming. So thank you for all your perseverance. And yeah, without further ado, and sorry, I should always give a shout out to our intrepid officials, Pete, Vincent and Raghava for their umpiring. We had Ali and Annie doing a fantastic job with the scoring. We had Farouk and Rutu yesterday. Excellent work. I know you're all very proud to work these ICC internationals, and it's great for us to give that opportunity. So now, without further ado, the player of the series. It was hard because there wasn't a huge amount of runs scored. Some great bowling performances all around from both teams. In the end, had to go with the skipper. Every game, he came in 4 overs, 2 wickets, and fantastic economy rate. Aaron. So thank you again for the Hungary team for joining us. We had 3 great T20 internationals over the weekend, and the Czech team prevailed. So guys, come and get the Central Europe Cup. Thank you guys. Safe journey home. Let me know if you need anything before you shoot off.
There's the keeper one. That's to give it back.
दो साल के नहीं लगे हैं 2021
Ready? That was yesterday, not few hours. No, yeah, long hours.
I think you need to take a photo with that. Anyways, it's a low rolling drop.
We'll make it up after. Yeah. Push the cable, guys. Sorry. That's all right. Thank you. Thank you. So that's it from Vinor. Very successful Czech team with the Hungarian team saying thank you very much. And that's it from all of us here. Thank you so much. And we will, it's all right, the camera's over there. We will hopefully see you again here soon in Prague. Thank you for watching. And for us, it's good afternoon. Until next time.